Hello, and welcome to a very special podcast. This is not our normal Holocron cast. We're here today to review / spoiler cast
Clash
of the Titans.
There we go. We were peeking for a minute. I fixed it.
We're spoiler casting Persona 5 Royale Steakburger.
Victory Royale.
Hell yeah.
Persona 5 Fortnite.
What?
Victory Royale.
No, Fortnite's only canon in Star Wars.
It's not canon. We're not getting into this side argument again.
But no, worth thought.
Tyler just beat it.
Yes, I beat it literally mere hours ago.
I beat it 3 months ago.
And I think Dan can agree with this statement. Persona 5 Original is both easily probably in our top 5 games ever.
Top 3 for me.
It's up there for me. I don't know what number exactly, but it's one of my favorite games ever made.
Yes.
So, obviously, we gotta talk about Persona 5 Royal and all the stuff. We haven't discussed it with each other.
We've saved it all for this podcast because that makes for the most interesting discussion.
Yes. A lot of new stuff, a lot of interesting things.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about all of it. We're here to discuss it out, talk about it, make sense of what happened.
So if you guys don't know,
in a world.
What?
Oh, I thought we were describing the plot of Persona.
If you guys don't know the base of Persona 5, I'll put a timestamp on screen. You can go to that, and that's when we talk about the regular game palaces and stuff.
Yeah, but we're
gonna start with the new stuff because I assume people who click on a Royal review want to hear about the new stuff.
Yeah, and we'll talk about everything, but
that'll be later. You'll see the time on screen for when you should click to if you want to look at the original game stuff, and then you can come back to this point.
Yes, and this is full spoilers.
Full spoilers. I mean, again, it's a review, so I feel like
no, there's non-spoiler reviews.
But I feel like typically if it is a non-spoiler review, you put non-spoiler review.
Yes.
And
it's usually not that long.
Yeah. But yeah, let's jump into it.
So, I don't know where to begin. There's so much to talk about.
We'll just start with. Let's just start.
We'll start with the thing that I'm not sure I feel about the most.
Okay, I was gonna say we should start with just talking about Maruki.
The god?
Yes.
I fucking love Maruki so much. Easily the best edition of this game.
I never thought about it when I was playing the base game, but going into Royal, thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, that does make sense that they would get a counselor.
Yeah.
That is kind of weird. In the base game, it's just a student tried to kill themselves. A teacher was sexually harassing a lot of you. Mm-hmm. You're fine,
right?
I guess that's the point, though. They're all kind of shitty.
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense. Which
both make a lot of sense.
Yeah. He fit in probably most seamlessly because you didn't really need to.
It's just a school assembly. They didn't introduce him, and it's you can go and talk to him if you want.
Yeah. Did you think he was going to be the palace ruler?
No.
Throughout the game?
I didn't think about it until October in game.
When he left? No, he left in November.
He left in November. I didn't think about it until I was in the middle of the Akumura Palace. I was trying to think about who it could be, and I was well, there's only one new character we've met so far, other than Kasumi, who can't have a palace.
Yeah, why can't she?
Because she's a Persona user.
They can have palaces though.
Only Maruki can. He's a unique case. Normal Persona users can't have a palace.
Because you can't have a Persona unless you have... you can't have a Persona if you have distorted desires?
Yeah, well, the thing is when you awaken to your Persona, you see your true self, and so your desires cannot become distorted.
Ah, that makes sense.
Maruki's a special case, though. He has a unique Persona.
It was interesting, though, too, because, is October around the time? Is that around the time when she awakens?
Something like that.
And because she awakens in...
Yeah, I actually think that's what it was. When I went to the palace again, I was kind of trying to think of what in the world the ruler would be.
Because that palace is so...
interesting.
Yes, but it's so connected to her.
Yeah.
Kasumi.
Yeah.
At the time. And
to Yoshizawa.
We'll have to refer to her as Yoshizawa for a while. But, it just seemed I'm is this her palace at first? But then she awakens. But I wasn't super familiar with that. You can't have a palace. But also Maruki has a Persona and he has a palace, so it's that weird thing.
And because a plot point earlier in the game, the reason why Futaba's palace collapses is because she awakens in her own palace.
Yeah, but they all pretty much collapse these days.
Well, yeah, they all collapse when you steal the treasure. But it was hers collapsed
before
extra.
He even stole the treasure.
Yeah.
At first, I'm like, I had a feeling it was Maruki. It wasn't super obvious, but also like there were so little characters introduced. But there was a brief moment where I'm like, oh, is it going to be Kasumi's dad? Because he had he had a person.
Yeah.
But then he was just there.
So I had thought the first time I saw it, when you go into the palace, like before Kasumi awakens and she's like being confronted by one of the shadows, the way the shadow's talking, I thought it was going to be like Kasumi's in like a cult. Because like the way the shadow's talking to her sounds like, very like holier than thou. So I thought it was going to be she was in like a cult or something.
Yeah.
And like that's why her dad was so overprotective, because they're all part of like a psycho cult.
And they sacrifice Sume to get
they sacrifice her with a truck.
Right. It's really hard to talk about those two.
Oh, Yoshizawa?
In a meaning, like in a way where like, because we're like, we're not. I don't know.
Well, it's not. This is a spoiler review, so
no, I know that. It just
we'll cover that in a little bit.
That whole plot point's weird to me.
Yeah, I like it though.
I don't know. But back to Maruki.
He's an interesting guy.
I think he's the best villain in the game.
Yeah,
by far. Mainly because
no, actually,
him and Akechi.
He's not the best villain because Maruki isn't a villain. He's an antagonist.
Yes. That's the thing with...
He's not evil.
Yeah. Me and you, just for a heads up if you're watching this, me and Dan are going to rank every character in a separate video.
Yes.
Listed. And we had a discussion like, do we put palace leaders on there? I'm like, maybe some of them, but like some of them just don't make sense because like, Kamoshida, irredeemable human being. There's like nothing quality about him other than that he's really good at making you feel bad for
like
people.
You want to
kill him. Same with most people, but like, Maruki... It's not like a...
He's not a bad guy.
He's not a bad guy, but he's a bad guy.
I wouldn't even say that. I would say he's just misguided.
Yeah, he's very much like... He's obviously like his... I can compare it to Killmonger, I guess, where like what you're trying to do is not bad, but you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you want to make everyone happy, which is very noble and a very good thing to do, but like... You let people choose reality for themselves.
Yeah, you're also getting rid of their free will.
Do you know if you choose to be like...
So that's one thing I was going to talk about later is there is an alternate ending where you decide to go into the fake reality.
Because I know there's like multiple times like, are you going to do this? And
yes.
You can't say no. Does that end the game?
Yes, it brings you straight to a new ending. That is really... We'll talk about it later when we talk about the endings.
Okay.
That ending is...
Wild.
Eerie. It's very eerie. But we'll talk about that later. Maruki, let's talk about him just when he's still just a doctor.
Okay.
So, I didn't notice this the first time I was playing. I noticed it the second time I was playing. When Maruki says how he knew you were the Phantom Thieves.
I remember him saying he knew, but I don't remember exactly what he said.
It's right after An awakens in Kamoshida's palace. When they get out, you actually do see Maruki in the background.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember the flashback that shows him there.
Which is very interesting, because he knew essentially the whole time.
Well, obviously, yeah.
From stage 1. But he also hadn't... Well, like, he had
was
awakened.
Familiar with the world.
Yeah, he had awakened by then. But also, he hadn't gone into the metaverse yet.
Yeah, probably
That was the implication.
Mm-hmm.
He had just awoken to his persona. Because it seemed like he didn't even see what his persona looked like until December. Because like when they're fighting Yaldabaoth and the sky turns red,
that's the first time
he sees it.
Yeah,
because the worlds are colliding.
Yeah,
so he
hadn't been to the, like you said. Yeah.
So it's interesting that he awakened but didn't get the app. Even Igor didn't know.
Right. Well, it was technically the god awakened him, right?
The what?
Didn't Yaldabaoth technically awaken him, kind of?
I'm not entirely positive.
Or like a part of him, or like something.
Yeah, I'm not entirely positive how that all went out. But I kind of also started to maybe get the idea he would be involved in the last palace, regardless of him being the ruler or not, because of how much he was talking about the metaverse.
Cognitive science.
Yeah, cognitive science.
Yeah. You knew he was going to play a part into the ending, it's just him being the palace ruler.
Yeah.
You weren't sure about. I had a hope. When I told you this while I was playing, like, they better not do my boy Maruki dirty. But it's like, I liked Maruki. I do like Maruki.
Oh, yeah.
But, like...
He's great.
Yeah.
I like I like how all of your team members go and talk to him.
Oh,
except for Futaba.
Yeah.
So that's like how he knows everyone's desire.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so it's like
the first time. It's interesting to me that when like I don't know how to talk about this, but like when you see things change for the first time, you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, on January 1st.
Yeah. I don't know.
The creepiest part is Human Morgana.
You mean the hottest part?
Human Morgana scared me.
I remember seeing that in the trailer, one of the trailers or something.
Oh, really?
I didn't watch it.
Human...
I saw Human Morgana before the game came out.
What?
And I totally forgot about it while I was playing, though.
What's with these fucking trailers showing way too much?
I didn't watch any of them. Except
I feel like that's an RPG-esque style of trailer, though. They often show way too much.
Yeah. But, like, I completely forgot about it. But it makes sense why it happened, because that was his desire.
That was his deepest desire, was to be human and to fit in.
Mm-hmm. And sing Wakaba. And, like,
what is happening? Seeing Wakaba there.
It was funny, because we were talking about, again, like, oh, we gotta put Wakaba on the list, but she has a great impact on the story. And you're probably thinking, does he know?
Yeah, exactly. And, yeah. It's really interesting. And there is a little bit of debate as to what Joker's desire is. That I've seen.
What? Yeah, is it for Akechi to be alive?
That is... So I have my own personal theory.
Okay, wait. Yeah, well, let me give you my theory, because I haven't thought about this at all.
Okay.
What is Joker's desire?
Yes.
Obviously, Akechi comes back. Mm-hmm. And I didn't think about it, which is weird, considering everything was distorted, but I just assumed I'd broken out of it.
Yeah.
That he wasn't actually there.
Yeah.
And so obviously there's
Which, by the way, when you texted me saying, like, I didn't expect Akechi to be back this soon, and you're like, I called it or whatever, and I was just like, did you though?
But did I though? Who knows? But him and Akechi have a weird relationship, like a bond. They're very much like,
especially in Royal, they flesh out that bond a lot better.
Not to compare this to Star Wars, because like. That's what I do. If you've seen our content, we're Star Wars people.
Yes.
Like, they're kind of, in a weird way, they're not like Rey and Kylo, but they're connected in that way.
They're like a dyad.
They're like a dyad in the Force, maybe, without the sexual chemistry.
Oh, I think there's a lot of sexual chemistry.
But, like, it's interesting, too, because Akechi clearly hates him.
Yes.
But also, like, Akechi, It's like sorry. I'm trying to process.
You're trying to enunciate.
I'm trying to get through my thoughts. I'm not good at speaking, but
his brain's processing.
Right? Like him and Akechi are like the same person, but they process their pain differently. Mm-hmm. And Joker, instead of like using that pain to become super successful and whatever, just use it to make friends and make the teams. And he's like, I gotta become super successful. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And I believe he was alone, which is like their difference.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Akechi was just by himself, whereas Joker used his pain to grow friends.
Yeah, to grow instead of
festering in the wound.
But Akechi, I get Akechi.
He's just someone who didn't know how to handle
what happened to him.
Yeah, the stress and the pain and all that.
If Shido was my bastard dad, I'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Too. But Joker's desires.
Okay.
It's interesting. I really haven't thought about it.
Yeah.
Akechi has to be involved. But like, so are we assuming up until the end of the game Joker was living in Maruki's reality?
I think that's what we're to believe, but also know. Everyone else does not know.
Because Wakaba and who's the other one?
And Morgana surprised Joker.
Yes, but like, so is that us living Maruki's reality, or is that just me realizing they're living Maruki's reality? It's that weird, like,
yeah, it is interesting, and I think it's just because Joker has such a strong willpower that he didn't fall under the spell immediately, so because he kind of could see through it.
Because if you think about it, he saw, because the whole Kasumi Sumi thing, he saw her as Kasumi.
Yes.
but only she was in that reality.
Yes.
So we have to assume at a certain point, Joker had to be still in Maruki's reality, but also, he was aware of it.
Also, though, with Kasumi's plotline, they make it sound as if her gym instructor, knows that she's not Kasumi.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's very well. Everyone around her knows she's not Kasumi.
But also, Joker didn't know either of them. He just saw her ID, which had been changed by Maruki's power.
Yeah.
It was on a much smaller scale. Maruki didn't have control over all of reality until after Yaldabaoth died.
Yeah. So
he could only make minor changes like that, where it was kind of like it only affects one person.
And it wasn't a big enough deal for Joker to be like, this isn't right. Like, because he didn't know her.
Yeah, he didn't know anything about the family.
Yeah.
And she didn't even introduce herself to him. He found her ID.
Yeah.
Which again, Maruki had changed.
So.
But my theory...
So, so is he living in the Maruki's reality?
I think he's in Maruki's reality, but he can see through it. Okay. Because he has the strongest rebellious spirit.
And then once he...
Once
Morgana and Futaba realize they're in Maruki's reality, their reality isn't... Like, he sees... Like, once they realize that their reality is false, he doesn't see it anymore?
No, because I think they're still in Maruki's reality. It's just they all know it's not the real reality.
Okay.
Like, I think like, Wakaba is still there even after you snap Futaba out of it. It's just you don't really see her because you're focused on
other stuff.
On the palace.
Okay, so, yeah, I really don't have much of other thoughts on what his desire would be other than something to do with Akechi.
So my thought was much more broad, in that it is partially Akechi. My thought was always just that Joker's desire was for all of his friends to be happy, which would have included Akechi, and Akechi's wish was to be Joker's friend.
Oh, okay.
Like, to be involved with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was what I perceived it as, because I feel like his wish wasn't just Akechi. Because Joker would care about the whole team. And Akechi being involved with them is Akechi's wish that Maruki granted.
Okay.
His hidden desire was that he kind of almost wanted to atone, even if he doesn't ever show it.
Yeah. Because that probably makes the most sense, because I don't think Joker has selfish desires.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Because again, he's the opposite of, like, all of the villains, essentially.
Joker's interesting to me because he's kind of a blank slate, but he's very much defined as who he is.
Yeah, Royal, they definitely gave him a much more... With the new stuff, he definitely has a much more concrete... But like he is still a blank slate, but there is more there.
There's like a concrete thing of who he is and what his story and stuff. But
whereas like the base game, it isn't really until Yaldabaoth that you really kind of get a little bit of personality out of Joker.
Yeah.
And again, he is still a blank slate all the way through, even through Maruki's palace, but you do get a bit more to like who he is.
This might be a weird thing to say, but like if I could be any video game character, I'd be Joker. For a few reasons, but mainly every day I have someone text me, "What are we doing today?" that's just the main reason. Every day someone gets a text from 3 to 4 people going, "What are we doing today?" To
be fair, I don't feel like that continues after March.
I'm sure the Phantom Thieves are always texting them.
No, yeah, but
what are we doing today? That's what I want.
A lot of them aren't even in the same remote vicinity to each other anymore.
Yeah. So, remind me. How does the original game end?
So the original game's ending is Does
Joker go to jail?
Yes, he does go to jail.
Does he get out in the ending, though?
Yes.
Because I remember them driving away and stuff like that.
So it's the same all the way until they call Joker over to the van. When they call Joker over to the van in the original, Morgana sabotages the people who are tailing them.
Who's tailing them and why?
Some of Shido's goons.
I guess, okay.
That's the only people it can be.
Yeah.
People who still know.
But I was trying to figure out, like, why are they still worried about that?
But have no proof.
Yeah.
I mean, because they don't know they can't use the metaverse anymore.
Yeah.
And then they drive away and they're saying, we're going to take you back home, but we're taking a little trip first. And they're, like, just going to go and be friends for a little bit longer before they have to
But they all go their separate ways like they do in this one.
No, they all stay in the car together.
No, but, like... they all like Ryuji still's gonna move.
I don't think so. In the original ending, kind of everyone kind of stays in Shibuya, except for Makoto and Haru are going to college, obviously, but could potentially still be in Shibuya. Yeah. Royal changes it as where now everyone's kind of moving away,
which is interesting.
And An's flat out just leaving Japan.
Really?
Yeah, she's studying abroad.
That makes me interested with the whole the sequel, the Phantom
Scrambles.
Like, what is going to bring them back together?
Well, it's a sequel to the original, not Royal.
But still, they still need to be brought back together because Joker's gone.
Well, yeah, but if they're going off of the original, they just have to worry about getting Joker back in town. That's it. Which
brings... I don't know if we want to discuss the whole ending, but like, right now. But like, it's interesting. Making a sequel, but making this game... But like, not making a sequel to this game, but also like the ending of this game and all.
But also
as cool as like, I love all the new content. I'm just gonna say that right now. Mm-hmm. Most of it, I have mixed thoughts about one thing, but like at the end of the day, like most of it is inconsequential to everybody, the world of Persona, except
for the ending.
Yeah,
except for the Phantom Thieves themselves.
Yeah,
which to be fair, that's really kind of a lot of the game in general. It doesn't really affect too many outside people, other than Sojiro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it still is consistent in that regard. It's just instead everybody gets much more resolve after like now we kind of got to do something or else beating Maruki was probably a bad idea.
Yeah. You want to know what I really didn't like, which was just I felt very unnecessary and just not needed and super melodramatic. But I guess I needed a reason for the Persona still waking a third time. Those scenes where they all are apologizing.
Yeah,
I'm sorry I gave him to his like Joker. Obviously doesn't need that and doesn't blame them, but I feel like their relationship would be at a point where like they should know that. I just feel like that was completely unnecessary.
I mean,
apologizing.
It's obviously just
because they all felt so bad. I'm like why? Like you like it's not like you made a mistake. Like you were given a different reality. Like no one's gonna hold that against you, especially Joker.
Well, it's to them. It's more of that. It's a similar situation to before you fight Yaldabaoth and everybody's in the jail cells and they're all discouraged.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like they all caved in again because again, Joker denied the reality from the beginning. That's why he's not under the spell. But everyone else wanted the reality so bad they caved in and refused normal reality, which is what they were fighting for the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So in a way, they all feel like they betrayed what they stood for.
Yeah, I get it. I just felt it was a little much.
I liked seeing everyone's rooms.
Yeah, they made a good use of those assets from P5
dancing. Yeah.
Except Kasumi's room, who was new. We never seen that one before.
Yeah, because she's not in dancing.
Sume. I'm gonna call her both names. Sumire.
Just call her Yoshizawa.
Yoshizawa-san.
That's the easiest. Just call her Yoshizawa.
Yoshizawa.
Yeah, I agree. It is a little bit over the top, but also it is. They see it as they're betraying their ideals that they fought for the entire past year.
Yeah,
like especially coming right after Yaldabaoth, where Joker had to get everybody out of their rut again.
Yeah,
and it's just like, oh, we just immediately fell back in. Like,
but didn't Joker kind of fall back in?
Not to Maruki's,
but not catchy.
He got his wish granted because Maruki grants the wishes no matter what, but Joker refused to see it as reality.
Okay.
And that was the distinction. He stood by the ideals that this isn't real.
Yeah.
Whereas everyone else kind of just caved because that's what they wanted. But I do also agree it is a little much.
A little heavy-handed, a little over the top.
But again,
a little My Hero Academia on this.
But again, it is also just so you can get their third awakening.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, all those awakenings were fucking cool.
They all get really overpowered moves from it, too.
Yeah, but they cost a lot of SP.
They cost a shitload of SP, but they're all overpowered as shit.
Fucking.
I assume you got, Sumire and Akechi's?
Yeah.
Third awakenings? Okay.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm still a big fan of Sumire's first one.
Yeah. Well, you shoot through hers so quick.
Yeah.
All three of them, it's like... Bam, bam, bam.
It was also really cool just seeing fucking Akechi in his Loki uniform.
Yeah, I love that.
I used it more than I thought I would through the end game, mainly because I was at a point where
and he also has a pretty decent kit, whereas the Robin Hood version of him in Sai's Palace is like really bad.
Yeah, the thing was too, the team I was trying to use did not work against like the really hard monster, like the one that would glow red. like the
stronger one.
Yeah, it was like the one every time, and
because each palace only has one.
It was nullified or immune to fire and nuke, and I used my team I was going to run through at the end of the game was on Makoto, Joker, and Sume, and every time I got into those battles, I had to take on and Kasumi and what's her name out to put in like Haru and Akechi and shit like that because like they couldn't do shit to him.
Yeah,
because he didn't get physical attacks, no gun damage. They were useless.
Yeah,
I would either bring in those two or Morgana. Like
my end game crew, I remember was Yoshizawa, Akechi, and Makoto.
Yeah, because even the last palace kind of just fucks on Makoto, especially on. Like, she's not as useful in the last palace as she is.
Yeah, except there's a lot of fire resistance.
Except in the boss fight.
Yeah, because the boss fight is like, it's always, they don't have any weaknesses. Except for his hands have different weaknesses.
Which made her useful.
Yeah. But I still went with the normal party, because I like that Makoto's final move was just Heat Riser to the whole team. Just boost all stats for everyone.
Right, yeah.
Like, god damn. But yeah,
Futaba became a Venator. No, she became a nice ass ship.
Yeah, that one is my favorite one of all the third evolutions. Futaba's looks rad.
See, I like Morgana's a lot because I love Morgana's first one, like the Mustachio Mouse or whatever the fuck that dude is.
See, I don't.
His fuse is good.
I didn't like his first form.
I like his. I think all the final forms are great.
Yeah, I think all the final forms are good. I think some are better than others though, because some of them seem more like they're almost reskins.
You want to do a podcast and within a podcast?
I'm good.
Let's rank those personas.
I really like Akechi's too.
I don't remember his.
Hero Ward. Put a picture of it on screen right now.
Yeah. I was gonna say let's rank them.
I mean, if you don't even remember,
I'm gonna pull them up on my phone.
Okay.
You want to?
I mean, I guess.
And then we can put all the pictures up.
Yeah.
So everyone knows what we're talking about. It'll be fun times.
Yeah. But yeah. I didn't know what else to add while you're Googling.
What were we talking about, the personas?
We were talking about their awakenings and how they're a little over the top. Like, in terms of melodrama.
Yeah.
But I get it.
Yeah. If I can find these.
What else should we talk about while you're looking so we don't have dead air? Or should...
Yeah, we'll just keep talking.
Yeah.
We don't have to rank the personas. Maybe we'll talk. We'll just throw pictures of them up on the screen.
Yeah, I'll have pictures of them up.
But, yeah.
So, what's next? What are we talking about next?
We want to keep talking about Maruki.
Yeah,
palace is cool.
Should we just talk about the palace in general, like its plot?
Yeah. I really like IKEA mementos. Nice and clean. It's like the mementos. Apple Store mementos.
I like how you're going up now.
Yeah. They're like, if we have to put it down, the graph has to be smaller. It'd just be too much work. Just put it up.
Yeah, and it will also, if you continue going down, they're just going to reach, like, America.
Right. You can only go so deep into the world.
Yeah, I thought, I liked that part of it. I liked the aesthetic of his palace a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, the cameras everywhere, and, like, despite it looking, like, very clean and nice, it was always a little off-putting just because you were always being watched.
Yeah.
And it was like, I really liked the theme in that palace, too. Like the piano organ or whatever it was. I'm not good with instruments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's why I thought it was a cult, because it looks so clean and like holy. So I was like, oh, so it's going to be someone who thinks they're like
and then you
God.
And then you see what's her name's dad at the beginning and the video. And you're like, oh shit, what's he doing? Is he the leader?
Oh, he's the cult ringleader. He won't let her have a good phone.
That was always a weird plot point. Like. That always made me think she was in the metaverse sooner.
Yeah, that's what I thought at first, too.
But obviously that wasn't true.
It was just that it got broken when she got hit by a car.
She was a disappointment.
Really?
I don't feel like they used her enough.
Yeah.
Like, they used Maruki greatly.
Yeah.
It's a great... So we'll talk about her a lot. We'll have a whole section on her.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the whole plot.
We have a whole lot of Maruki right now, though.
But...
My favorite part, obviously, of the Maruki Palaces is when you go and look at the VHS tapes and see his like backstory and how he awakened. Mm-hmm. And it is like it's
for a minute. I was like, "Are they gonna do some Persona 4 stuff on us? The TVs and shit." Like
we're already in the metaverse, though.
I'm like, what's happening?
Or whatever they call it in Persona 4. It's the same thing.
Yeah, we haven't played it.
I know it's the same universe. It's just they all use different methods to go in.
Mm-hmm.
Which really, Persona 5 is the most convenient. You just click an app.
Right.
You're just in.
Persona 6, you gotta grow a tree.
Persona 6, you just clap.
Clap on, clap off.
Each one gets, like, less convoluted.
I like convoluted, though. I really like 3, so just blowing your brains out.
That's not how they get into the whatever they call it.
I like that summoning process, though.
They have to, in Persona 3, you have to go in between the hours of 11 and midnight, or after midnight, but before it hits 1. It's the 25th hour of the day.
Oh, yes.
Whatever they call it. I don't remember. We're not here to talk about Persona 3. But yeah,
we're here to talk about Moema now.
The flashbacks are very, like, help so much to make it seem just like, man, Maruki's not a bad guy.
He's really not. And that's why he's the best villain. Because, like, you understand why he's trying to do what he's doing. Especially because, like, he got hurt because of it. So he's like... Which is honestly, like, his reaction to that situation is a lot more noble than you think it'd be. He's like, his girlfriend doesn't remember him. And he's like, okay, as long as she's not... She may not remember me. Yeah.
As long as she can move on.
Right.
I'm okay holding that burden.
Yeah.
Which
I feel that, man.
Really fucked up.
I feel that, man.
All because of a robber broke into their house?
Yeah, I don't... what happened exactly? Is that what the article was?
It was like someone broke into their house, and it, like... I don't remember. It was March when I beat it, so...
But she has the, was like his treasures, the paper clipping from that moment, right?
Yeah, and it's like, her...
But I wasn't 100% sure, like, what
happened. Her parents died.
Oh, shit.
In the, like, break-in or something like that, because her parents are dead. Yeah. I don't remember exactly what happened.
Did it happen to her when she was a kid?
No, it was when they were together.
Okay. But she was acting like I gotta go live with my grandparents. But she looks like she's fucking 30, but like they're in college or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was very confused.
She's probably like 20-something.
Yeah, like I gotta go live with my grandparents or whatever. I'm like, are you 10?
Well, also
But then they're like, you're dating this man, but you have to go live. Like I was very confused for a moment because I'm like, now if you think about it, like, oh yeah, they're in college when this happens.
People stay with their parents.
Yeah, no, it's not that. It's just like
it's not that you have to be 10 when you're living at home.
They just seem like they just look like so adult.
Yeah, that's fair.
Especially with her haircut, man. No kid has that short of hair.
She's not a kid. She's in college. And clearly, because Maruki obviously went to college for a long time.
Yeah, they're probably like 40.
Okay. But like, and then like seeing like more of like how his power started to develop and how he just kept getting fucked over.
Right.
Like he would try to push his research more and more, but Cheeto's people would just stop it.
Right, the fucking, like...
Because they already had Wakaba's research. They don't need...
Yeah, they're just trying to stop him from
Maruki.
knowing anything.
Yeah, they don't need him figuring out that people are dying through the metaverse. Right. So they kept stonewalling him, and it was just like kind of the perfect storm for him to awaken.
Yeah. I really like that he's kind of just like he's the opposite of all the other things. Like he's doing it for, like we just said, like he's doing it for good reasons, not whatever.
His twisted desire isn't money for once.
Right.
Money or power.
Right. I think that was and that made the most sense if you were going to add a palace too.
Yes.
Of not being just some completely like another. Oh, this guy's worse than Cheeto.
Not just another greed.
Yeah.
Since like half the palaces can be greed.
What is he, like sorrow or something?
He's sorrow.
Because that's what
he's the sin of sorrow. Yeah. Because he himself is so incapable of moving on from his pain that he wants to remove pain from the world. Which again, a noble cause, but is also a little warped.
Let me remove your pain, Dan. Stabs you in the head.
Because the other thing is, again, it's non-consensual.
Yes, yeah. It's assault of the brain.
It really isn't until you get to see when Sumire gets her reality that you realize, like, okay, he's kind of a little warped. Because she literally just says, "I wish I could be my sister," and he's like, okay.
Was that his intent, though, there?
To make her Kasumi, yes, it was. Okay. Because he even changed her...
Yeah, that was the third video, right?
He changed her ID to be Kasumi. Okay. So that was his intent. Mm-hmm. So it's like, sure.
That makes me like the whole Kasumi thing a little more.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan. We'll talk about it. But
when we get to... We'll talk about Kasumi later.
Yeah. But the palace is cool. I didn't love the puzzle part towards the top, because it took me forever to get that fucking last wool seed, man.
Which puzzle?
The one with all the doors and the bridges.
Oh.
It took me a hot minute to get that last
where you have
little
to,
seed.
like, the light,
yeah,
the color scheme.
It wasn't bad, but, like, anytime I'm spending more time than I would like, it starts to get frustrating. But
I mean, I knew I was so close to the end, so I was going real slow there, because I just wanted to take in everything.
See, I was trying to hurry up and finish. So we could do this. And I just wanted to get it done. Because, God, it's a long game.
Yeah.
But,
115 hours.
That's where my clock bot ended. Yeah.
I think mine also ended at 115, roughly. Yeah, I like all the videotapes. One of the things I like, are we just gonna stick with the palace all the way until, like, the boss fight, too?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, I really like the, part at, like, the beginning of the boss fight when he's talking to your whole party. And he has different lines for everyone.
Yeah.
My favorite one is always Akechi's. Because everyone else gives, like, a noble answer, like, thanks but no thanks sort of thing. Akechi is just, shut the fuck up!
Right? It's like, I want you to die.
Akechi is great in this palace.
Akechi's great, period.
Seeing him...
Even though I hate him, but I fucking love him.
Seeing his psychotic side just being the primary side and just, like, ripping into Maruki every chance he gets.
Yeah.
And, like, even earlier in the palace when he's like, you're just brainwashing people to make yourself feel better. Like... I kind of see it, but also, like, he is doing a nice thing, but as far as Akechi's concerned, he's an asshole and is just doing it for his own ego.
And which is the great thing, because Akechi knows that this is going to kill him and make him disappear, but he still wants to do it.
Yeah,
he's so prideful that he's like, I don't care if I don't get like, my reality...
I refuse to live in an era that I don't control, or that I'm not in control of my own life.
Yeah.
I'll deal with my own consequences however I see fit.
Akechi's cool. I'm glad they brought him back.
Yeah, that honestly surprised me when it was the reveal was that he actually was dead.
Yeah.
And it was just Maruki revived him. I was like, what?
Right?
He's like, but wait, Akechi, you'll go away.
Because when he came back the first time, I had put it in our head a long time ago that he was not dead.
Yes.
I did not...
To be fair, that is a long-running fan theory.
Yes. But
because rule of fiction, he died off screen.
In our group, though, I was the only one talking about it.
Yes.
And I'm like, there's no way. He's too good. And I'm like the rule of fiction, like...
He died off screen.
He died off screen, are you really dead? That's why when Game of Thrones comes back, Stannis Baratheon's going to be king, and it'll be like, fuck Bran, you know?
But also, this confirms that he did die there.
But did he, though? Because the ending.
We'll get to that later. I have a theory on that.
There's so much to talk about, Dan. We're barely scratching the surface. Like, there's so much to talk about. Fucking...
And, like, I love all of the other things he talks about during the boss fight of, like, just so desperately wanting them to be happy.
Yeah.
And, like, that he can give it to him. He can fix Ryuji's legs so he can get a track scholarship.
Right.
And, like, so Shiho didn't jump off a building.
Yeah, Shiho.
And Makoto's dad is alive.
So is Haru's dad, which is a shame.
But he's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
He's not a cunt.
But,
like, everybody gets to be happy, but it's like...
Even Sojiro.
It's like, at what cost? That is something we'll talk about later.
What?
That's part of one of the endings.
Oh, okay. But, I want to bring this up because we talked about it a minute ago. This has nothing to do with the palace, but, I don't know if we're going to...
We're just jumping all over the place.
I don't know if we're going to bring this up again, but there was a moment when Ryuji was awakening to his persona where you're talking to him.
Like in his room?
In his room, and you call him dumb, and he's like, yeah! And I'm like, this is... But it's like, he doesn't... Like, you read all those lines, but I did a response or said something about him being, like, slow, or like, that's the dumb Ryu. And I remember him saying it right away, yeah! I'm like, that's just the funniest shit in the world. But...
I mean, at least he knows it.
Yeah, but the boss fight was pretty great.
Yeah.
Every time like I said, I was trying to get through the game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, fuck, another
phase.
They're all cool. My favorite just being them when they punch each other.
Yeah, when they're just so exhausted and they're just swinging.
They really do a good job of, like, the scale of that fight and it feeling like, not well, it is world ending, but, like, it's not. Yeah. It's reality ending.
It's reality ending.
It just and also, I can't get over the fact that, two things about Maruki. When you first see him in the palace, how he just straight looks like Gideon Graves from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which is fucking hilarious. And, two is, his fucking boss outfit is fucking dumb. The fucking, like, the white thing and, like, the giant-ass mask. It's, like, bronze or whatever.
His rebel appeal
he seemed
attire.
He looks so goobery.
That's what he'd look like if he was a Phantom Thief.
Yeah. I don't love it.
That's his rebellious spirit. Dude, he got a dump truck for an ass if you see, like, when his cape flows. He has, like, a thong on. Dude. Even though he is literally clothed from neck down entirely, it's just so tight you can see his ass. He's kind of a handsome man. He's a handsome man.
He's a cutie, man. Like, you see him slick his hair back, like, oh, man.
I'm
glasses.
I'm a big fan of the part of when
he goes angry and his glasses fog up.
When Maruki awakens to his second form, and it's like the giant thing, and it starts to sound like Yaldabaoth.
Yeah.
You know, just basically saying, like, oh, he's just going to replace Yaldabaoth. And there's, like, that part where he's, like, swinging his fist down and the rest of your teammates have to hold it back and just Joker has to take him down.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
I like that, too, because, like, I'm like, obviously you just did Shido and you want to try to top that, but also, we don't need another giant monster to fight. Yeah. But also they handled it well where you fought him, but, like, it was all short stuff and, like...
Yeah. There's a lot of short phases.
And then, like, then you shoot him in the head and then he gets fucking blown in the head. I love the idea of, like, Joker just getting up there and just, like, pulling out a gun and just shooting that monster.
It would have been a nice chance for... one thing I kind of wish would happen is I kind of wish they would have let you make Satanael for the last palace, since you do use Satanael to beat Yaldabaoth. It would have been cool if they would have let you fuse him so you could use him during the final.
I honestly thought he might summon again like he did in the final fight.
Yeah.
It was like this guy was becoming another god almost.
It is way more personal with him just with his own gun, just shooting it.
Also, like, shout out for them to making use of this grappling hook.
Right.
It was like when Smash came out, like, we're like, why the fuck does Joker have a grappling hook? Like, they made use of that grappling hook.
Yeah.
And, like, cutscenes and everything.
And his and Yoshizawa's Showtime attack.
Right. We're gonna rank those for real.
Those
because I remember all those.
I like the one with him and Kasumi where it's him just zipping around on the grappling hook. Yeah. My favorite one is the one with Akechi.
Akechi's very Batman-y.
Yeah. Only like evil Batman.
Like, but he like the Batman that kills people, like BBS.
Like I just love how it's, you know, seeing like Akechi kind of tapping into that psycho power during their Showtime, and Joker just zipping all over the place.
Right, yeah.
It looks so cool to me.
Showtimes are a great addition.
The one thing I would have wished, Showtimes are a great addition. I really kind of wish there would have been one for like at least just the base team.
Like all of them?
Yeah, like just like the whole Phantom Thieves, or even if it's just like everyone.
Or just Makoto and On together, or Makoto and Joker and On together.
It is also kind of weird that Joker doesn't have one with Ryuji.
Yeah. Because he only has one with the Akechi
and Kasumi. Because Ryuji is canonically his best friend.
Yes.
So it is interesting that he doesn't have one with Ryuji. Yeah. But I would have liked one of like the whole team. It would have been cool.
Right.
It would have been like way over the top, and it's like you only get it for the Maruki fight. Mm-hmm. Just like how Sumire and Akechi only awaken right before the boss fight.
Yeah. Fucking man.
Yeah, it's really good, and I like how they finally they have Morgana turn into a helicopter.
Yes. Great use of the grappling hook, man. Joker just floating down
there.
Joker.
Or it's like, where's Joker? And he's just holding on.
And then I'm like, okay, we're finally out here. And then boom, Maruki again, and that's what leads into the fist fight.
It's like
for a minute, I was like, are they? I was like not sure what they were gonna do, but like let him die.
Yeah.
Well, like I was like, either way, I was okay with whatever they decided, but like. Joker wouldn't let him die.
Yeah, Joker wouldn't let him die, especially because in order to get to this part, you have to have Maruki at rank 10.
Yeah.
So you're good friends with him. Mm-hmm. But another thing that I really like is right before the final boss fight, the way like Maruki says like, don't make the mistake that our powers are the same before he like powers up is like eerie.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, he's been watching you the whole time, so he's like, oh, I can fucking take him.
And he's a man of scholar, so he's been studying you. He's prepared for this.
With his tentacles. With his weird-ass persona.
Him and Akechi are kind of similar in that way.
Yeah.
About you're not prepared
analyzing,
for me.
yeah.
Like, they're really,
only
really
Akechi's
powerful.
is more like when you finally fight Akechi, he's just completely snapped.
Yeah.
Whereas Maruki is so calm and just like the way he's like, don't think our powers are the same.
I do appreciate that Maruki just would not give up.
Yeah.
Because, like, you've dedicated your whole life to this.
That's why I love the fist fight, because it's like he refuses to give up.
Because, you gave up all this, you gave up Numa. I almost said Numa. Numa. Yeah,
you gave up Numa.
Numi. Is that her name?
I don't remember.
Numi. But, you lost it, and that's the reason you're doing this, so everyone could be happy, even though you're probably going to be miserable.
Yeah.
And then even though you failed and you could just do something for yourself, you're still fighting for it.
Yeah, I like that. The conviction he has is so intense, which is why the fight is so long.
Yeah.
Because he just will not give up.
Fucking Haruki, man. Who would have thought he'd be so cool?
Yeah, his palace is great, his Link is great, boss fight is great, his backstory, everything.
His mementos,
IKEA. It's all great.
GR8T.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
No, GR8, you don't need the T. Great.
But yeah.
You want to move on from Maruki?
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll come up a lot.
We'll come back to him, especially for the endings. Yeah. But should we talk about Yoshizawa-san?
Yes.
Yoshizawa-san is an interesting case.
I don't know if I like it, Dan. Because I feel like it's a good twist.
Yes.
It's a really good twist. They do it well. It's executed well. I just feel like I was confused why she was only a 5 confidant.
Yes.
That should have thrown me off to begin with. But I feel like I'm like, especially since from the beginning I decided I was going to date her.
Yeah.
Because she was new and I thought she was going to be part of the game. I just feel like I was lied to. You know what I mean?
Well,
that wasn't her fault, but
the thing I don't like is
I feel like I wasted time with Maruki or her. I feel like I was getting to know not her, and then it was all I'm assuming.
Well, it's still technically her. It's just she's more confident.
Yeah. Because
she thinks she's her sister. She doesn't literally have her sister's brain.
Yeah.
She just it's like she believes she has more confidence than she actually does. Which is why her whole link throughout the first part of the game is her sucking at gymnastics, because she just wasn't as good as Kasumi.
Yeah.
But yeah, my biggest complaint is you can't romance her until January. The game pretty much ends on January 22nd. You get no time with her after you've romanced her.
And even her Valentine's Day thing's not that interesting.
You don't, and also...
Or White Day, or whatever the one...
Well, I think the White Days are always the same, from what I understand.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I really don't like, that I don't understand why, you can't even say goodbye to her.
That is weird.
I was so mad.
Yeah, I forgot about it.
I was like, I'm literally dating you and I can't say goodbye?
Right.
The fuck is that about?
Yeah. Her story's good.
Yeah. I
like the twist. I don't like how it made me feel. I just didn't I don't know if I like this.
Yeah, I like the twist. I just... It all comes...
She was just so used poorly.
And
especially because you're it's Kasumi. You've been playing Assam, man. Don't hype up this new character like she's gonna be important. She's really not.
She is important
to Maruki.
To Maruki's palace.
Yeah.
Which is only...
I feel she's more of a plot device than a character sometimes.
Yeah.
Which is not...
She's not involved enough.
Yeah.
She should have joined you.
We should have been able to use her Okumura's palace.
You should be able to use her when she offers to help you in Shido's palace. At bare minimum.
At bare minimum, yes. But I still would have liked sooner.
Yeah, obviously sooner is better, but... I feel like bare minimum, because she actually offers to join you for Shido's palace, and you can't say yes. What I feel like would have been...
They don't want to do the work to put her in the game.
But what I feel like would have been a nice thing would have been if you had her at rank 5, Joker could say, I think you're ready. Whereas if you have her at anything lower, you can't let her join. So it's if you commit to trying to be her friend, you can let her join in Shido's palace. Yeah. Because I feel like if you're working with her for that long, it's kind of I trust you.
Yeah.
To be able to handle this.
It's that weird half step where we're not invested in her enough to feel her actually being Sume is completely riveting and heartbreaking to us, but also we don't know her enough for that to really matter either, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that weird in between where
she's not around enough.
It's a good plot point, but we're not invested in her enough either way because the cap of the persona.
The 5 cap.
The 5 cap. The fact that we can't use her to the final palace, and the fact that she shows up not enough.
Which is funny, because she does have a fair number of scenes.
Yeah.
It's just she's not involved in anything.
But like, her being, what's-her-name's, Muruki's first reality distortion or whatever.
Well, other than his girlfriend.
But did he do that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's why she was suddenly okay.
Yeah, okay.
That was his first awakening.
But then, like, I don't know, they didn't give us enough reason to be invested in her enough, but it wasn't...
It's just her plot is way too late.
It was too middle. Like, we weren't not invested in her, but we weren't too invested in her for that to make an impact.
It was just too late in the game.
Yeah.
She kind of suffers from the Haru problem, where it's just too late in the game to, like, care enough. She should have, like, again, she should have just been able to join you earlier.
Because
then we could at least get attached to her.
Because her storyline is good. Like, the twist is good.
Yes.
But, like, also, like, I want to know more about Kasumi, but she was a great gymnast to get in front of that car from where she was, you know? She had some master gym moves to get in front of her.
Well, no, she pushed Sumire out of the way.
But, like, she was behind Sumire.
Yeah, but she caught up to her and pushed her.
Yeah. Or pulled her. If you pushed her, you'd be into traffic.
No, because Sumire was already in front of where the truck was, and Kasumi pushed her. Because when it shows the cutscene...
Oh, okay. When she pushed her out of the way and she got him.
Because Sumire's laying in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
In that scene. So Kasumi pushed her out of the range of the truck, but she's still in the road.
Yeah. It was like, I loved her awakening, too.
Yeah.
I loved that scene. It was powerful. I felt it, but, like...
I like pretty much everything about her. It's just she's not around enough.
Yeah, I was attached to her, but not as attached as I should have been.
You
know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't love... Yeah, I feel like she was mishandled.
I know there's a problem when I really regret romancing her.
Yeah, I would rather romance... I'm glad I did it just to experience it, but also, like,
which sucks.
Makoto, best girl.
Which sucks, because I also do like all of her romance scenes. Like, I like how easily flustered she is.
Yeah. Is it just her, or does it... I feel like it kind of happened with Haru, but, like... I love how she's just straight up in love with you.
Yeah.
That's interesting. But not all the confidants are... Obviously, they're all interested, but she's the first one that's like, I'm in love with you.
Yeah.
She says it. All the other ones are like, you're usually doing...
He's walked away from the mic, that's why he's distant.
Sorry. You're usually... I had to grab my water.
Yeah.
She's usually the one that's more...
Openly, like, just...
Yeah.
She just loves you. Mm-hmm. And I do like that scene where it happens, too, because she's, like, all nervous, and Joker just slams his hand on the table and leans over to look at her. Right. Like, it's all... That's the thing, is I really like her, but she's just not there enough.
And also, you thought she was a different person half the time.
But again, it's also, like, not that she's essentially a different person, it's just she has more confidence, essentially. She's still Sumire. It's just she has the confidence of Kasumi.
I guess.
And essentially the link after that is trying to give her that confidence to be herself. Mm-hmm. So in a way, you're kind of bringing her back to where she was, in a way. But I agree. It's a good twist, and that the twist is handled well, but you sacrifice her being able to be a character for the other 90% of the game.
Yeah. Also, like, why does Joker have to save everybody? You know what I mean?
What's wrong with that?
I don't know.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
That's literally the only thing he cares about is saving people.
Right.
Because no one saved him.
Yeah. Kasumi's alright. I don't love her. I don't hate her.
If Kasumi... I will say this. If Kasumi...
Shisume.
Okay.
That's another problem. Like, what do I call her?
Yoshizawa.
Because, like, no, but there was like 5 Yoshizawas. Like, her dad, her...
You know who we're talking about when we say Yoshizawa, though. If we're talking about her dad, it's Mr. Yoshizawa.
Yeah.
But, if Yoshizawa-san was involved in more of the plotline, she would be, in my opinion, in contendance for Best Girl. But she cannot be with her involvement in the story as it is.
No, Best Girl... Let's talk about Best Girl. Oh, let's keep talking about...
We have the most basic option for Best Girl.
No, it's not basic option. It's the right option.
Well, it's just a meme because that's who everybody goes after anyway. So.
But because she's the best girl.
I'm just saying, don't expect a hot take is all I'm saying.
Makoto.
Yes.
Obviously. My top 3 is Makoto, Takame, and probably An, I guess.
Mine's Makoto, then An. Then I guess probably Yoshizawa.
Not Becky.
I don't like dating outside of the Phantom Thieves.
No, see, that's where you're going wrong, man. Take some rest. Go dabble in Oya.
Nah, I'm good.
But do you know who's
I feel like they're less involved if you romance.
Do you know who's definitively last in the best girl conversation? We gotta put this out there.
Oh, no.
Futaba. Futaba's a great character. She's not even in the best girl competition, but she is your sister.
Yes, she's not even in the romance option because she's your sister. She's a great character. We're not saying she's a bad character because I feel like just saying best girl.
That's a different.
Yeah, I know it implies romance, but yeah. I'm just clarifying.
Yes,
Futaba's a great character. Bad romance,
girl, but not a best girl.
Bad romance because she's your sister,
and also
Sojiro literally asks you not to date her. Come on, how are you going to go against Sojiro like that?
I don't. She's so young too.
She's not though. She's the same age as.
But she acts young.
She's the exact same age as Yoshizawa. They're the same age.
But one acts like they're 10, one acts like they're college.
No, they're not. Futaba's 1 year younger than Yoshizawa, I think. Because Yoshizawa's like a freshman, and Futaba's going into being a freshman.
While we're talking about Futaba for a moment, because I don't know what else is going to bring up, a great Futaba moment is after the Maruki Palace when Morgana comes back again. And she has the line, reuse bits, or whatever, like...
What?
You don't remember this? When Morgana comes back...
No, what did you say?
When she's like, reuse gags are not funny, or whatever.
Ryuji's gags?
No. But remember how they all thought Morgana was dead again? Reused.
Oh, reused. I thought you said Ryu.
No, reuse gags. She has that line like, reuse...
Oh, reused gags are not... Yeah, I remember that
That's such a good moment. So she's a great character, but like, why would you date her?
I also love when she says Mishima has mad NPC energy.
Right.
Or whatever, however she phrases it. She's like, I've never seen a real life NPC or something like that.
Mishima.
We're just jumping all over the place now.
Yeah. Is great.
Sorry for how all over the place we are if you wanted more structure.
I love Mishima.
Yeah?
I don't love Mishima. I like his...
You understand him a lot more?
No, but like he has 2 of the moments that almost get me in this game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which one of my favorite moments in the game, period, is when you're fighting Yaldabaoth and it goes to the crowd and they're all like yelling shit.
Oh, yeah.
Mishima gets me there. He almost breaks me there.
Because
he's so passionate about it, even though he's so...
It's all of your confidants that are at rank 10 do that.
And he's so, like...
his is
I feel like he's the most inspired by them, too. Yeah. And, like, that moment's just so great. And then when you're in Joker, you're like, he's my best friend. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I feel bad
for
him.
That's true. The Yaldabaoth, his Yaldabaoth scenes are really good.
Like, just that scene in general, even Sojiro's down there, it's like yelling, like, we believe in the Phantom Thieves. I'm like,
and Sojiro's like, oh, you like the Phantom Thieves too, or whatever.
Yeah. That's just... That moment almost gets me every time.
Yeah, and I do like that no matter how many people you have at rank 10, Mishima's the first one to do it.
Yeah.
Because he has the most faith.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree there. I remember you saying something like you get his plot line a lot more this time.
I just like...
You sympathize with it a lot more? I
sympathize with him a lot more, like...
He just wants to not be basic.
He just wants to not be basic. And I can relate to that.
That's what I find, like, it is kind of a funny bit, but it also makes me feel so bad for him just because everybody is always like, oh, you're just
a dude.
You're just a dude.
You're, like, nothing special in any way.
And that's his whole plot, is that he wants to be special, but then, like, any other scene, it's just everyone being like, yeah, you're not special.
Right. I feel bad for him.
Which is funny, but also, like, oh,
but he's, like, a good dude, too.
He becomes a good dude.
Yeah, he has... Everyone has their moments.
He's a rat in the beginning.
Well, everyone's a rat. They're scared of Kamoshida.
Yeah, exactly. He's scared of Kamoshida doing bad things to him, so he leaks everything.
Yeah, fuck it. So let's keep talking about the new stuff. What else do you want to talk about? Do you have any more to say about Kasumi? And I'm trying to think of things that...
Just the just staying with my same point of before, just... If she was more involved, I think she would be one of the better characters.
Because I like her like design. I like the gymnastics thing. Her personas are great.
I like them sticking.
Her costume's great. Her awakening's great.
I like them sticking to the theme that no 2 members of the Phantom Thieves can have the same hair color.
Is that a thing?
None of them have the same hair color. They all have different hair colors. The closest are Joker and Makoto, who have black and brown.
Yeah. I really appreciate Makoto's just, like, red eyes.
Yeah.
I just...
And so does Sai, so it must be, like, a family thing.
Yeah, Sai...
They both have, like, red eyes.
I wish we could date her. You could tell by the end she wants some of the Joker.
They actually used that as some jokes in the dancing game.
What?
That, like, that Joker might want to go after Sai.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Oh, fucking...
I do still kind of... I know it would have been hard to do, but I do still kind of wish they could have made Sai, like, an actual confidant, like how they did with Akechi, where you would actually have to, like, talk with her.
Yeah.
Because they have one scene earlier that is new to Royal that isn't in the base game, where it's, like, Joker and Ryuji are walking and they're talking about Phantom Thieves or something, and Joker tells them to, like, shut up and be quiet. And as you're walking by, Sai walks past you. So I thought it would have been like, oh, we're going to get a new Link and, like, have to talk to her earlier. But it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Because that scene is new, and it serves no purpose. So I don't know if maybe they intended for her originally to have kind of a link.
Maybe.
And they just ran out of time or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because it seems weird, because that is not in the base game.
What,
Her walking by when they're talking about Phantom Thief stuff.
Yeah.
And Joker specifically being like, dude, shut up. You're too loud.
Ryuji's always too loud.
Because this was before they got outed by Makoto, I think. It was early in the game.
Okay, yeah.
Because they got outed by Makoto for the exact same thing. Just Ryuji yelling. I always do love that. Since I'm on my second playthrough of Royal, but I just beat Kanashiro's Palace. And I love when Makoto's, like, questioning you on whether you're the Phantom Thieves. Ryuji calls you and is just screaming.
Right.
We gotta do Phantom Thieves stuff! And just, Joker's just...
It makes so much sense that everybody knows just because of Ryuji. Like,
always screaming. I get it, though. He's a loud boy.
Fucking Ryuji.
I do like how it feels like up until, like, Futaba, each member that you get is progressively smarter than the last one.
Yeah. Well, everyone's smarter than Ryuji.
But it's like An's a little bit smarter than Ryuji, then Yusuke's smarter than both of them, then Makoto's really smart, and her and Futaba are, like, probably around the same, just in different areas.
Yeah. And then Haru's just, like, a step below.
Haru's, like, a little bit below, but, like, around Yusuke's level of intelligence.
Yeah.
Because there's that brief period where Yusuke's the smart one in your group.
I feel like Yusuke is great. But also I feel like he gets pushed to the side real quick.
That is one of the big complaints with Persona 5 in general in comparison to old Persona games. Is that a lot of the characters, after their palace that you get them in, they don't do as much for the plot.
Except An and Ryuji.
Well, even they don't do much for the plot, it's just they're always talking.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, in older Persona games, everyone's more, like, they all have their moments in various places. But it's just the structure of Persona 5 is where, like, everyone has, like, their own designated palace where they're, like, really important.
Mm-hmm.
Other than, like, Makoto, who's the smart one, so she's always coming up with plans and stuff.
Best girl, baby.
Best girl.
Best girl represent Makoto Queen.
But yeah, back to
she
new...
earned the name. She earned the tag Queen, you know.
Back to new stuff.
Back to new stuff. You want to talk about let's talk about Akechi.
Yeah, let's talk about Akechi.
You haven't talked about Akechi.
Yeah. The other new... He's not a new character, but new Link.
Akechi's alive.
Is Akechi's.
Or is. And this will lead us into the ending discussion.
Goro Akechi.
Goro.
I always forget his first name is Goro.
Goro.
It's a bad name.
That's alright. I like calling him Akechi-kun.
Yeah, Akechi-kun is nice. Oh, one more thing about Kasumi. I like that she calls you senpai. Okay, going back to Akechi now. It's such a trope in anime. Yeah. Senpai.
Senpai master.
But I like when she says senpai, because she has, like, that high-pitched voice.
Because she's cute.
Yeah. Because she's shy, so she always is like, senpai, and respectful.
Yeah.
But back to Akechi.
God, she was such a missed opportunity. But Akechi. Talk about not missing an opportunity.
Talk about making a great character even better.
Right. Akechi...
His Link is probably one of my favorites.
I don't know, because they introduced jazz club and billiards and darts.
And just, like, seeing more of what he thinks about Joker.
Yeah, their relationship building is...
And how, like, as the Link goes on, it makes it even more obvious than it already was that he's the traitor.
Yeah.
Because of just how much you see that he just vehemently hates you.
And then, especially when you get to the end where he's just like, we're gonna fight.
Because he says, like, at the beginning, he's like, oh, if you beat me at pool with my dominant hand, I'll come at you with everything I've got. And he pulls a gun and he's like, I'm coming at you with everything I got.
What the fuck is happening?
That duel is great.
Yeah.
Their relationship is so much more flushed out.
Yeah, flushed out.
Just like it's really like, almost like Akechi hates Joker, but he needs Joker.
Mm-hmm. He needs his rival.
Yeah, he needs his rival, and it's like, it's so fascinating seeing like more of how he is as a person.
But it's interesting because, like, the first time you play the game, your mind's blown by the whole Akechi thing.
Well, it's
not blown, but like,
it's not a surprise that he's the villain.
But the pancake thing and like,
yeah, and like, that's the surprise. The surprise is that, the surprise is that the Phantom Thieves knew he was the traitor.
Yeah,
that's the twist.
But like him breaking,
yeah,
is his boss fight. Yes,
yeah, it's a boss fight.
Is one of my favorite parts of the game.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just him breaking, because you understand why he's doing what he's doing,
and everyone's trying to be like, you're a lot like us. You're okay. We can help you.
You're better than us, but like,
we can help you. And he's just like, shut up, just throwing a tantrum, making himself turn psychotic so he can just kill you because he stops caring about Shido.
Right.
His focus is only on Joker now.
I don't give a fuck about that guy.
And they changed a lot of the dialogue
in Royal.
In
that fight
because of their link and like the well-established. Like, if you've completed his link, they mentioned the duel.
Oh yeah.
Like that it's not done yet. Mm-hmm. Which I thought would have been a nice. I know it would have taken a lot of work to rebalance the fight, but it would have been interesting if you had a high enough to that point with Akechi's confidant. If Joker would have just like told the rest of them to back off, and he would fight Akechi 1-on-1.
Yeah, that would have been a pain in the ass.
Well, they would have obviously had to make him weaker.
Yeah.
Because, unless you're a god-tier strategist or spend 55 hours farming, you're not going to be able to beat Akechi alone.
Level 9. 99.
Yeah, bro, I mean, fuck, I've seen YouTube titles of, like, beating the twins, like, level 5 Joker by himself and shit like that.
Bullshit.
You can do it.
Yeah.
There are methods. It's just obnoxious. So in order to make the Akechi fight fun, they would have to fuck with a lot. So I get why they didn't do it.
Yeah.
Plus, it also sets up the whole "our duel isn't finished yet" thing.
Yeah.
Like Joker pulls out the glove and is like, "It's not over yet. What am I gonna do? I just have Akechi's glove."
And then he comes back.
Yeah.
See, I had a feeling he might come back, but when he popped up right after the fucking Yaldabaoth thing, I was like, shit, where the fuck's he been?
Yeah.
I'm like, and I was trying to remember, did this happen in the base game? I'm like, no, it didn't. He wasn't alive. And I'm like,
because you go to jail in the base game.
Because I forgot I went to jail in the base game, but I'm like, I knew Akechi wasn't here, so we all thought he was dead.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, ooh, this is interesting.
That threw me for a loop when Akechi showed up and was like, "Don't worry about it, I'll do it," or like, "I'll go to jail instead."
Yeah. Which seems like a thing he would do if he survived.
Yeah,
because like he's like, I don't care anymore, just fucking take care of Shido.
Yeah,
and like
because that's the whole thing was to testify against Shido.
Yeah,
so he's like, I'll gladly do it,
but he still hates you too.
Well, yeah, he still wants, But
he also wants to be loved by Joker.
Yeah, embraced.
Just
like his daddy could never do to him.
Yeah. Oh.
That's really what it is. Akechi has the biggest dad problem of all time.
Yeah.
The biggest daddy issue. But yeah, like, that threw me for a loop, because that's also before any of the other distortion scenes, so it is like, what the fuck is happening? Why is Akechi here?
It actually puts you in the head, too, that, like, that's not a distortion.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, they decided to bring him in.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us never thought he was dead to begin with.
Yeah. They knew that it was a long-running theory, so it flew right over everyone that, yeah, he's a distortion.
I honestly didn't cross my mind that he wasn't, he was part of Joker's
wish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because obviously Joker wants to save everybody, so he regrets not saving Akechi.
Yeah.
That's probably one of his biggest regrets.
If not his biggest regret.
His biggest regret is probably dating Kasumi in this playthrough when he should have dated Makoto Best Girl. Woo woo!
Man. But yeah, and he goes, and then, like, because the world's all warped, they just let Akechi go.
Yeah.
And so he's like, when he shows back up, and Akechi's finally there to knock some sense into Joker, because Joker's like, am I going insane right now? Right. Why is Morgana a human?
Right. Who is this boy? I haven't seen Morgana.
Why is Wakaba here?
Why did this man wake up in my bed?
He's just cuddling up next. That would have been funny. That would have been a funny scene. You wake up and Morgana's just like cuddling up next to you.
He was.
Was he in your bed?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he was in the bed.
Oh, well.
Yeah, when you wake up one of the times...
I don't remember that!
Yeah, he was in the bed.
It's probably on January 1st, like the first day.
Yeah, or the second time But you see him in the cafe, and then you're like, where's Morgana? And then you go to see... And then you go to...
Oh, yeah, I do remember that now!
Then you go with Kasumi to, like, the... Whatever
the
date,
shrine.
the New Year's shrine or whatever, and then you meet everyone there, and then you come back, and you wake up, and he's just lying in bed with you.
Yeah, I do remember that now. That was great.
Yeah.
You know what is actually, like, kind of sad about the whole Maruki reality? Because of
Morgana's not as hot as he could have been. No.
Because of the nature of Joker's friendships, essentially in Maruki's ideal reality, Joker is nowhere near as good of a friend with people as he is in reality.
Why's that?
Because every confidant's link is handling their pain.
Yeah, okay.
And,
so they don't need
since the
Joker.
pain is all undone,
right?
Like, since Maruki's powers alter reality from before that, none of them ever had pain to begin with. So it's basically like all your confidants are rank 1.
And then, like, you're not as close with any of them. But you're still the Phantom Thieves, which is interesting.
But the thing that makes it interesting is because, like, when you go and find everyone, they all kind of are like, alright, I'll see you later, Joker. Just like, man, whatever. Because everybody has, like, better friends. Because they're not as close with Joker anymore.
Yeah, like,
so it's kind of
honest, Shiho.
So it's kind of like Maruki's ideal reality, with Joker wanting everyone to be happy. It leaves Joker kind of alone.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Except for Morgana sleeping in his bed.
That's okay. That's probably okay with Joker, though, because Joker just wants everyone
to be happy. Yeah, but it's still gotta hurt.
Oh, no shit.
Just you wake up one morning and all your friends are more like... They're still friends, but they're not as close.
Yeah.
Because it is interesting how
I can relate to that.
How everyone just kind of like is just like, okay, well let's just go home now.
Right. Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah, but anything else about Akechi? Oh, I do.
I really appreciate that he's just hiding in when Maruki's talking to you. You give him his calling card. He's just hiding there.
Yeah.
And just like that whole scene, which is great.
I love the way he talks when he's on your team.
He's so like vicious.
And he's like, just like,
I want to kill you.
Whenever you get an odd attack with him, he's just like screaming, like rip the flesh from them and shit like that.
I really like in the scene where in one of the cut scenes where the guy's about to punch you, he pulls out the gun. He's like, "Let's finish." And everyone's like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "It takes the strongest. Well, you can't hesitate now." And he doesn't shoot anyone because you're about to all block this punch or whatever. But
yeah,
he's just ready to do whatever it takes so he can die.
So he can die. And yeah, and it's like, and I like when he's your navigator. For like the brief time where it's just Joker, Akechi, and
in the palace.
Yoshizawa, and he's just so mean as the navigator. He's like, "Joker, come on, get back up! If you die here, I'll kill you again." Just like yelling at you.
Yeah.
And I love the little interactions he has with Yoshizawa, where she's like, "Are you sure he's okay?" Because he's just going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And you can, like when you first see Akechi in his Loki uniform, you're just like, oh, so you're wearing that outfit this time.
Right.
He's like, yeah, I got no point.
Oh, your
hiding.
true self.
I wish you could alter your clothing.
I like that he's in that costume. That costume's ugly. The mask is cool, but the costume part's ugly.
The, like, stripes?
Yeah.
It's I like it. But I just like the mask.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Like I said, he's very Batman-y to me, but evil.
I like his all-out attack animation, too, because they give him a new one for his Loki form.
Mm-hmm.
He does, like, the Rye scream. And his, like, background is, like, I decide the truth. That's his quote for his all-out attack finisher.
We're in trouble making our top characters list. There's a lot of competition.
Well, we'll talk about that later.
I know, I'm just saying. There's so many good people in this game.
Absolutely.
Like she's not best girl, but Futaba's pretty great. Do you know who's really great?
Reused gags are not funny.
Do you know who we need to shout out in this podcast just to give her the respect she deserves?
I know what you're going to say.
Fucking Yoshizawa's fucking trainer.
Woo woo! Why can't we romance her? You know what I'm saying?
I wish, man. Better new character than Kasumi, you know?
Okay, don't go that far.
Top characters: Maruki, her, Kasumi's dad. Are there any other ones I'm missing?
For new characters?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Fucking, she's a goddamn snack.
Jesus.
Let's get her a Funko Pop already, even though we don't got a Makoto one.
Yeah, we don't even have Best Girl yet.
I know.
But they're going in order, so Makoto's next.
Dude, if they could make so many Funko Pops. I like their new outfits from the new semester, like Ons and
like their super
regular clothes.
Their super winter outfits.
How Futaba went full gamer girl.
Isn't everybody out wearing like super thick outfits now? Like winter.
No, best part of the new content. Not even close. Yusuke's scarf. Are you kidding me? That scarf is the best.
You scared the shit out of me for a second because you were
I almost forgot about Yusuke's scarf. Everyone's like, your scarf, man. I'm like, yeah, it's fucking sexy.
Yeah, and Joker can just be like, it looks great on you.
Right?
God, I wish you could fuck Yusuke. That's a change I wanted.
Fucking that scarf, man.
Yusuke is absolutely bisexual.
You better throw a picture of him with a scarf on the screen.
Absolutely.
Right? Oh, God.
I wanted to date Yusuke so badly.
I did in the first playthrough, but Yusuke, the more time goes on, the less I care about Yusuke.
But I wanted to date him.
Yeah. I like him a lot, though.
That needs to be the selling point of Persona 6. Let us be gay.
Right?
Come on, we can already date like 30 women.
Give us a female protagonist and let us be gay.
Or if you're gonna make the characters blank slates, let us pick our gender and still be gay regardless.
No, I don't want that part.
If they're gonna be blank slates anyway, then let me pick my gender.
Yeah, I guess. I don't want the whole Fire Emblem thing going on.
But it's
not bad. I don't mind it, but like,
that's JRPGs,
I
Tyler.
don't like half steps.
That's what I'm saying. Commit fully to just
then let us customize.
They're a blank slate. Yeah, sure.
But I don't want any of that. I just want make a character.
But that's JRPGs. Almost always the main character is a blank.
Yeah.
That's just how JRPGs work most of the time. Or not. I don't want to say most of the time, but a lot of the time.
Yeah.
It is a big thing with JRPGs.
Okay. So,
shall we move on to the endings?
Should we talk about the game and then get to the ending? Finish the podcast off with the ending? Or I don't feel like we're going to talk about the base game too much.
Well, also though, like the endings that we would be talking about are the new stuff, so I want to talk about that with the new stuff.
Yeah. I also feel like ending this with old stuff is, I don't know.
Yeah,
we might not even talk about the old stuff that much.
Yeah, honestly.
Let's talk about we'll end the podcast with the ending and what we think in that.
Oh man.
But what?
I have to wait so long. I just want to talk. That's the only thing I want to talk about.
We're going to talk about it. We'll talk about the game real quick.
Okay.
I don't feel like there's much to say. Like, Persona 5 is great. Let's talk about a few things. Let's talk about the palaces. Where does Maruki's rank among the palaces?
Top.
What would you say the best? Okay, I'd say Maruki's, Casino, Kamoshido's, probably top 3. What are the ones? The worst is Akumura's. I don't think any of them are bad, though.
Yeah, none of them are bad.
My least favorite are Akumura's and Madarame's. No, Kaneshiro. Those 3. The other 4 are great. Fantastic. What's the fourth one I'm missing?
Futaba's?
See, Futaba's Palace is great because
it's interesting.
Because she's not like a bad guy again.
It's kind of similar to Maruki, where it's like you're not really going against a villain.
And you learn more about like Wakaba and like the cognitive world. And
one thing I want to say that always does kind of irk me in both Persona 5s. What is the logic behind picking the sins for each of these guys? Some of them are really loose. Like, Kamoshida, obviously lust. Yes. 100%. Mementos, sloth, because society is lazy as fuck. Shido, pride, makes perfect sense. Futaba being wrath doesn't really make much sense to me. I feel like she fits as sloth, but then wrath wouldn't be society, I guess. So I guess Futaba's just what's left over. But then Okumura, Madarame, and Kaneshiro, I think, are all greed.
Yeah.
They're all doing it for money.
Right.
But Kaneshiro's gluttony, I guess, because he's fat.
This palace looks like little Kim Jong-un.
Yeah. And Madarame, I get being vanity because he's like self-obsessed and that's like his bigger thing. But also, that's not one of the 7 sins.
But that's also not greed.
But that's the thing, is that he's also super greedy, but I guess vanity would be his bigger sin. And then Okumura, greed, yeah, that makes sense. But like, I feel like Kaneshiro's more greedy than Okumura. Kaneshiro's palace is a bank.
Yeah.
I feel like that is like, you see the money hoard. It's like, I don't know. That always kind of bugged me. Like, why is Futaba wrath? Why is Kaneshiro gluttony? You know,
that is weird.
But then again, I
don't pay attention too much to that stuff. I'm not too worried about it.
I just like the concept of the Seven Sins, and they get a lot of them like nail on the head. But it's like some of them are just like, I don't get it.
Also, aren't some of them not the Seven Sins?
Just Madarame and Maruki.
Yeah.
Vanity and Sorrow are the only two. All the other 7 palaces are the sins.
Yeah.
Like, because like Kamoshida and Shido are spot on. Lust and pride. Okay. That is exact.
Let's rank the palaces definitively here, right now. Number 7. There's 7, right? We're not counting Mementos.
No. Oh, okay.
There's 8.
There's 8, not counting Mementos.
Should we count Mementos? Let's count Mementos. 9.
Yeah, let's count Mementos.
Number 9.
Okumura.
Let me write this down.
I'll put this on screen.
Yeah. Let me take notes for this. Number 9 is Okumura for sure.
And again, it's not that it's bad. It just has...
I think all the palaces are fine.
It has the worst boss fight, especially in Royal. The changes to the Okumura boss fight in Royal are egregious.
Oh, the...
Making it so you have to kill everything in 2 turns or else it just resets.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah, number 9
Garbage.
is definitely Okumura.
His boss fight sucks.
Yeah, it really does.
I hate his boss fight so much,
yeah.
and I know we're not in the minority because when I looked at the Reddit to see because I looked up am I doing something wrong for the Okumura fight? I lost 3 times because of the time limit.
Yeah,
because you have a 30-minute time limit. And I just kept running out of time because I'm like, how many fucking waves are there? And it was people were just like, I hate this fight so much.
Okay,
so definitely Okumura
last.
I would say Madarame's next.
Yeah.
Kaneshiro's is better than that because you get Makoto in it.
That's spot on.
And they're both super generic villains. And also Madarame's being second worst just because of the huge step down from Kamoshida. Kamoshida is such a vile human being.
Yeah, that every villain up until... Honestly, the last 2 are kind of not as good. Which I like Futaba's change of pace because her palace is really good, but it's for different reasons. Yeah.
And to me, the thing that makes the Madarame palace worse is because you have Kamoshida, who is just the most despicable, pedophile,
disgusting,
awful human being,
abuser. And
then Madarame, who is also abusive, but his main thing is plagiarism. Yeah. I feel he would work better as a first palace.
I don't crave Madarame's death I craved Kamoshida. I wanted to take him down to pieces, making that girl jump off that fucking roof, man.
Yeah, it's you start with the most almost as evil as you can get, and it's oh shit, we gotta step it down.
That's why I think Maruki's is such a great
because he's not evil.
Yeah, and Shido is
the only one who's really the same level as Kamoshida.
Yeah, Shido's stuff is good, but also his motivations are pretty basic.
But that's the thing is that he's very basic, but just the amount of control he
manipulation.
Has, yeah, that's what makes him interesting.
Okay, so we got Kaneshiro 7th then.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's Okumura, Madarame, Kaneshiro.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, those are the bottom 3. Absolutely.
And then we got.
So then I would say probably
Mementos. No, yeah. Wait, what am I missing? Mementos, yeah, probably.
Probably just I like how it looks, but just because there's not really a villain until the very end.
Yeah. And Joe's. We didn't talk about Joe's.
I mean, there's not too much to talk about with Joe's.
He's a robot.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like the new flowers? Well, he doesn't. He didn't like them.
So yeah, Mementos then above Kaneshiro then.
Yeah, so that's 4.
I think that makes the most sense.
And we have 5 left.
We have Kamoshida,
Futaba, Casino,
Shido, and Maruki.
So is this just Palace purely based on Palace, or
it's just every
villain too?
I would say it's everything. That's why Mementos is lower. I like the aesthetic of the Mementos Palace,
especially new Mementos.
But it's the depths of Mementos. Yeah. But it's you don't really even see the villain until the final boss fight.
This might be a hot take right here.
Uh-oh.
I think next is Shido.
See, I would say next is Size. Personally.
I like her palace, though.
I don't really like the casino that much.
I like the casino.
Personally.
And I like her look in the casino.
I like her look. I just don't really like the casino.
But we get a Ketchikun.
Yeah, and his kit is awful.
So okay, let's see. Would Shido's would be next though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I can agree to that. I'll take the L on this one.
So Sai and then
Shido.
And then we have
the final three.
Yeah.
Maruke, Kamashido, and Futaba.
We would say then probably.
This is tough.
It's just these two. It's just second and third that I'm struggling with. I know the one that I like the best,
which is Maruki. Right?
Yes.
I'm fine putting Maruki, especially for P5 Royal.
Yeah. Well, also because he's just the most fascinating as the villain. And if we're counting everything in the palace, I love his aesthetic. Sure. I love his everything about his palace.
I don't like his evil minions, though, like super powerful ones. Fuck those guys.
So I just don't know Kamoshida second or Futaba second.
Because they're both brilliant for different reasons.
Yeah, Kamoshida because you just want to fucking murder this man, and Futaba because it's like really sad.
Yeah. Let's do Futaba Kamoshida.
Okay.
So you guys, our definitive rankings. Number 9. Okumura Foods was fuck Okumura and Haru. Fuck Haru! I said it. First time on this podcast. Fuck Haru! Not literally, that's disgusting.
I don't hate Haru.
I don't hate her either, but it's fun to hate. She's easily... Never mind, we'll get this later. We're not now. This is not the time. Number 8.
Also, the graphic will be on screen. So.
Madarame. Yes. Number 9. No, that's wrong way, man. Number 7. Kanashiro's Palace. Number 6.
Kanashiro's mustache.
Number 5. Sai. See, her, I get right. Hers lower too, because like she's not really like a bad guy either. It's just like she's just like casino school but like Sai school.
I just remember her palace. Other than Akumura's, hers was the one that I got tired of.
Yeah. Hers
and Akumura's were the two that I was kind of like, okay, I kind of just want to.
Yeah.
I want to just kind of dip on.
The whole like
the gambling is
the gambling and the not the gambling but like the everything being hacked and having to unhack everything.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I literally hate Okumura's Palace. I don't hate it, but like I hate the space part of it, like the jumping in between the portals. I got so backtracked so many times in there.
See, yeah, like Akumura's, I didn't like that part, and then Sai's, I do like kind of how Sai's Palace looks, but I don't like having to like go around and like fix all the hacking, and it's a lot of like backtracking. And
yeah, for sure. See, that's the reason I put Kamoshida's over Futaba's, because I think his palace is funner to be in.
Yeah,
and he's a better villain. But like the story in Futaba's is like top notch.
Yeah.
So number 4, Shido.
The cruiser.
Number 3, Futaba's Palace. Wakaba's Palace. No. Number 2. Did I skip one?
I don't know. It's on screen.
Number 2.
They can read it.
Kamoshida. And number 1.
Maruki.
Do you know what you should do for the graphic? Just make a page, 9 squares with a picture of each one in it. Be cool.
I am going to put their names in it too, though.
Yeah, but like a picture of each one, like...
Yeah.
Like 9 squares. It'd be cool. I'm creative,
Dan.
I'll
put something together.
I'm creative, Dan.
Okay.
You see my ideas? You want to see the magic happen, you guys? You're listening to it. This is how the magic happens.
Sorry, Ty took a lot of MDMA before we started.
Yeah.
He took a lot of...
How long are we going?
Hour and a half.
Shit, we still have a lot to talk about. What else do you want to talk about?
I mean, we don't have too much else left.
Yeah, Futaba. Great. Her palace, pretty cool.
I like her story.
Cool. Yeah.
She like most of the characters, she has a really sad story.
Yeah. That's why I noticed, like, everybody is getting fucked. Like, even Kawakami, I'm like, man, you're just getting screwed over by these fucking...
That's the whole point. Is like, that's what Igor tells you. Go and form bonds with people who are in similar situations to you, who are just getting fucked over by society.
Yeah. Anyone you want to shout... I want to shout out Takame, just because, like...
I mean, I like pretty much all of the links.
I don't care...
Also, what were you about to say about Takame? You said because, and then you stopped.
Because she's great.
Okay. You're just like, I want to shout out Takame because... Who else do you want to talk about? I like all of the links, to be honest.
I don't like Shinya at all. I
like the rewards you get from Shinya's link.
I guess.
I like all the gun stuff.
Yeah. I feel like Iaoi is very forgettable.
A why?
Him and Haru are the ones that every time I play through this game, they're the last two I get to just because I don't care or like their things are so bad and they're forgettable to me.
I like a Wise.
By the end, like I didn't like a Wise fine. I don't like him. I don't dislike him. He's very forgettable. The moment I started liking him in Royal was when he was helping me get out of jail. I'm like, yeah, this is a cool dude.
The problem with a Wise Link is that
guts. You get to introduce him so early, but you literally can't.
You can't really go to him until like November, pretty much.
Right, it's stupid.
That's the problem with his Link. I think the guts requirement should have been like 2.
Even 3 would have been better. But 4 is just ridiculous.
Yeah, 4 is ridiculous, especially considering how early in the game you get access to it. Mm-hmm. It's like, but I do like his Link. Haru's is Haru's. Hers is fine, I guess, but it just runs into the same situation where it's just way too late.
Yeah.
To where it's like, oh, I get the access to this Link in November. Great.
Right, you have to go to Mementos again? No. Did you have to go to Mementos for? I don't remember.
Not for Haru.
No.
For a Y you do.
Yeah.
For all of the non-Phantom Thieves ones you do, except for like, there's probably one that I'm not thinking of.
Yeah, I don't like Shinya though.
Because he reminds you of someone?
Oya's alright.
Oya's alright.
Her and Shinya are alright. I don't love them. I don't hate them. Their stories are interesting. They all have pretty decent stories.
The one I don't really like is, Oya.
Yeah, hers is alright. I don't feel like...
Hers is the one that I always ignore.
I like what's her name? The lady at the bar?
That's Oya.
No, the bartender.
Oh, okay.
What's her name? Lala. She's great.
Lala Escargot.
Yeah, she's awesome, man. I fucking love her.
She reminds me of a weird thing to remind me of, but she reminds me of Roy Mustang's mother from Full Metal. I'll put a picture of her on screen.
I don't even remember her, honestly.
She has a couple. She owns a brothel.
Oh.
They have like the same body type, and they're both like barkeeps.
I don't know. I like her. Shout out to her.
I'll put them both on screen.
She's better than Oya.
I don't know why I keep like making hand motions if people can see it.
I like what's his name too.
I just didn't like Oya's like. I don't like the
dating.
I don't like the drunkard personality.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
I don't mind drinking, but the fact that she's drunk literally every time you talk to her is a little much.
The politician, what's his name? Toshida.
Yoshida is his last name or whatever.
Yeah. Also, he's...
Oh, no, he has a... I don't remember. Put the name on screen. Picture.
What's it? I don't know.
He was another one where he's fine.
Do you know whose Link I like, but is also the most frustrating? Is Sojiro's, because you can't do it till August or some dumb shit.
You can do the first 4 ranks.
Yeah.
And then you need Futaba to be around before you can continue.
But we haven't really talked about how great Sojiro is.
Sojiro's awesome. But his at least...
anyone who gets himself the own nickname a boss, man, shout out to you.
But also, I do like his Link because at least you're not waiting until, November. It's just August, so it's not super late. And just, seeing, how much he grows to care about Joker.
Mm-hmm.
It is always interesting because they've never, there's never been, a single concrete reason as to why he took Joker in.
Right.
He gives a couple of different reasons at different points, he reminds me of myself.
But he also seems like he wants nothing to do with you at the beginning.
Yeah, and he's I know, I'm a family friend, and he has a couple of different excuses, but there's never, one, concrete answer.
I want a deeper dive in him. I feel like there's more to him.
Yeah, his, whole government backstory and how he's super involved with Shida and Wakaba.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
And also, how do you get them connections to that fucking fancy-ass restaurant, bro? Who do you know?
I mean, he worked in the government with Shido at some point.
Also, he owns her cafe, but...
Yeah, I do like that. He has those deep connections where he's okay, I'll get you a seat.
He's so suave, man. He's so cool.
He's so suave, and he's just such a dad.
But he's also don't make me look bad.
Yeah, especially at the beginning. But that's what I like. He's so cold to you at first, but he starts to care about you so much more.
The dynamic between him, Futaba, and
Joker as a family unit.
Yeah. And Morgana.
And Morgana as the pet.
Yeah.
And that scene way early in the game when he's still mad at you for everything, and he's oh, you got a fucking cat. and then he hears Morgana meowing, so he comes up with food and is it's too pitiful. I gotta give it something. Right. And he wants to name Morgana.
Right.
Oh, I thought I would get to name it.
Why? Why did you think that?
You're living there rent free. To be fair.
But I don't have to be living there
with an assault
he made
charge.
The choice.
with an assault charge on your record.
So he thinks just because he takes him in by his choice, he gets to control me? That's some fucked up Kamoshito shit right there.
Hey now.
But yeah, Persona 5 base and this one is great.
Yes.
Persona 5 is interesting because we all started playing it around the same time, the original one.
Yeah.
That one summer, which was great, and then now just fell in love with it, man.
Yeah.
I love this series.
Absolutely.
You played on normal most of the game?
Yeah.
I played on normal till Akumura's Palace. Boss fight turned it to easy, turned it back to normal. Turned it back to easy once I got to the Galbador fight because I went in there fucked on that. Because I was just fucked on SP. It didn't have any SP ups, didn't have any SP adhesives.
You didn't have any coffee?
No, I was fucked.
The fuck? Usually by the end of my playthroughs, I have like 45 coffees.
I just didn't have enough SP, so I turned it on to easy, and I just never turned it back up.
I just played on normal the whole time.
Yeah.
Beginning to end. Akuma's was the closest I came to almost lowering it, but I just said fuck it.
I maxed all the confidants except Justine and
Caroline
because I ran out of time. I just didn't feel like it. But there's no trophy
you didn't run out of time. You can do those.
I thought I was going to be able to do it when she was a Lavenza for some reason.
I find it interesting that you can't do it when she's Lavenza.
No.
Well, I guess their whole link is about them struggling with, like, who wrote the list. Whereas if it's all with Lavenza, she'd be like, yeah, I wrote this.
Right.
See, that actually does make sense.
Yeah.
My first playthrough, I maxed out everyone of Royal. First playthrough of the base game, I maxed out maybe half.
Right, yeah.
Because also, base game, way harder to max everyone out.
Yeah, they did a lot of good quality life stuff in this game. The Baton Pass upgrades.
The Baton Pass.
Like all the new places you can go to do stuff. The maid fucking area. Hell yeah, trophy. No.
Also, you don't need their Confidant ranked up to Baton Pass.
Yeah.
Because in the base game, it was always so annoying. Like, oh, I got this new character. I want them in the party, but I can't Baton Pass to them.
Right. I did
My favorite change to the gameplay... Unlimited bullets.
Yes. No, not unlimited.
Well, limited, but only per battle.
Yeah.
They refresh after battle. Whereas in the base game, you got like 20 bullets for the whole time you were in there.
All you used them to do was down people, really.
And so only one shot at a time, never more.
Yeah.
At least for me.
Yeah, same.
When you have a limited resource...
It also gave you reason to buy guns.
Yeah. And I love...
Upgrade your guns. I love the first game, like, only using it to down people.
Yeah.
So.
And I love just, like, because it refreshed after every fight... In most fights, I just unload every shot.
Right. Dude, like,
because it's so much stronger than your melee.
Yeah, and so, like, Kasumi's and, like, Akechi's were tearing shit up for me towards the end.
I like Kasumi having a lever action.
We don't know what to call her.
I always found it funny how everybody kind of, like, their weapons kind of ramp up a little bit, and then you get Yusuke, who has both a giant katana and an assault rifle.
Right.
Like Joker, knife and pistol, then, you know, bat and shotgun, whip and submachine gun, and it's just a fucking giant-ass katana and assault rifle.
Fucking FAMAS, baby.
It's like, goddamn. And then Makoto with the revolver.
I really liked Kasumi's weapon.
Yeah, the lever action.
Yeah, and then her
rapier.
Her rapier, yeah.
Her jabber. I like her pose when she starts to fight, like the like, almost ballerina-esque pose. Because she's a gymnast.
Pose, yeah. But yeah, Persona 5, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that time when there were those people who were upsetty that Kasumi's Phantom Thief outfit showed her thighs?
Yes,
remember that?
Hey, joke's on you, you barely get to see it.
I mean, I saw it for quite a while. I was in Maruki's palace for a long time.
It's nothing to be mad about, you know?
Yeah. Plus, like, I'm gonna be mad about that. Wouldn't you be mad about Ann's outfit?
I feel like they went harder in this game with Ann's cleavage. And her Panther outfit.
Like, I feel like, why would you get mad about Kasumi's outfit and not Ann's?
Like, I feel like she's the only Phantom Thieves member that has tits. You know what I mean, though? Like, she's the only ones, like, you think of, like, you look at their chest ever. Like, mainly because they're out there. And, like, they don't seem that big when she's in her normal clothes.
Well, yeah, because she's wearing, like...
skin tight leather.
Yeah, latex.
Yeah. I don't know.
Makoto's got a great ass, though.
So does Ryuji.
No. Yeah, it is true. So does Maruki.
Actually, do you know what I've noticed? Like,
Maruki has the best ass.
Joker and Yusuke are disgustingly skinny.
Joker and Yusuke?
Yeah. Even Ryuji, like, they're all way too skinny.
Ryuji especially because he's the athlete.
Why don't we got a fat character?
You just want one that you can cosplay as?
Yes!
We can cosplay as Kaneshiro.
I don't want to. I can cosplay as, the politician, because I'm an old man.
Yeah, you're right. You're like the same age as him. Yeah. You're essentially the politician, and I'm Joker. Like, in terms of the age gap.
No!
I'm 16, you're 55.
And you're not my child.
No. Is that... You know what I find interesting? Why do Joker's parents hate him?
I want to meet them.
The fact that Joker's gone for a full year and they never talk to him a single time.
Right, they don't care.
Like,
you think we'll meet him in Strikers?
I don't think so.
I
kind of hope so, but I don't think we will.
You think Joe's will be in Strikers?
If it's based off of regular Persona 5, I would assume not, but I don't know.
You think...
I still don't know concretely if it's after regular Persona 5 or after Royal. I don't know.
Well, technically...
We'll know if Akechi shows up.
Here's the real question.
Yes.
I forgot. What was it? You remember? I remember.
No.
I'm thinking.
What?
Is. I forgot. Shit.
What's the T? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I was going to say something, but I forgot. I'm losing the thought. I'll be here all week, guys.
We need to get you into retirement.
Sai's treasure. We never figure out what that is, right?
I don't think so.
Because, like, when she's getting in jail, she briefly mentions what is my treasure, and there's an option like, I honestly don't know, or don't remember, and like,
it's just
why do you care? And I just don't remember. So
it's only like two options. Just I don't remember and why do you care?
Yeah. And
no matter what you pick, she immediately is like, never mind.
Yeah.
But I don't think ever even sees it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone sees it.
Well, the others probably did because they took it out, but Joker got arrested.
No, that's interesting. But they never mention it.
It probably wasn't worth anything then.
I bet it's more. Maybe they're saving that for a future. Big brain plays right there.
Or maybe they didn't even take a treasure.
Okay. Yeah. She is the treasure. The friends we made along the way.
The real treasure was the friends we made.
So you have anything else you want to talk about Persona? Other than it's brilliant and you should play it?
Yes. Of course.
Any other characters?
Anything else before the endings?
Game? And before we go to the ending, I gotta piss. Because I feel like there's a lot of big...
Why do you say that when we're... Just tell me and I can pause it.
I'm gonna...
We don't need to talk about bathroom breaks. That's unprofessional.
Dude, the podcast I watch, they go to the bathroom breaks in the middle of the podcast. But granted, there's more than one person on it, so that's okay.
So just edit out whenever you go to the bathroom anyway, so...
Yeah, well, you're gonna pause it. We gotta talk about... Is there anything else we want to talk about before the ending?
But I just... Okay. Is there anything you want to talk about before the ending? I can't think of anything. Yeah. I'm sure, 3 hours from now we're both going to remember something.
We'll be sitting here just doing nothing and we'll be like, oh shit, we'll be
talking about it there was supposed to be stuff.
And, yeah. Any changes to the base game that's not, like, minor things that we didn't mention?
Other than
I like the extra days, like the day you meet Kasumi and, like, the...
Yeah. I like the, that extra part of the city with the darts and the pool and the jazz club.
I totally should. I remember you mentioned, like, I don't know if you said this intentionally just to get me to try to do it or not, but, like, play darts with Akechi even though you're not going to use him again for that one palace. I did, but I failed. But it's like 701 the first time. Like, you'll be perfect.
You have to, because Akechi's too competitive to let us start at the lowest one, which I find funny.
Did you do that?
His was the only one I didn't do.
Is the I tried it once before, but once I got him in the end, I didn't bother. But is that weapon you buy in the casino good? Endgame?
I don't think it's better than the one that he gets when he's Loki. Yeah. I could be wrong though. I don't remember.
Because that'd be weird.
Yeah, I don't think it's better than the one he gets in Maruki's palace. Because I'm pretty sure you can buy that weapon in the base game too. Yeah. It's just like kind of to, make it look like he's going to be in the party for longer, and also kind of in case you just want to use him for the boss fight against Sai.
Yeah. Another small thing I like, it's not a change necessarily, but a thing I like a lot, I feel like it happened more than I remember in base game, is like any time that we hung out or did something with the Phantom Thieves when they would throw pictures in the chat.
Yeah, that didn't happen at all in the base game, I don't think.
I feel like maybe happened a few times.
It might have happened,
but not as much.
I don't remember it at all.
I love it though.
Yeah, I like the pictures.
There are pictures. I'm like, I want to make that my phone background. Like that's fucking rad.
They take good pictures.
Yeah, right. Like look how cute fucking Makoto is. You know.
And yeah, they always take one after every like celebration.
Yeah.
And I do like I don't remember if it's a story scene or if it's like an optional thing, but it's like Joker, Ryuji, and Yusuke go to like the
festival,
food, and
Ryuji's with the reporter.
Ryuji just being intentionally cringy so they won't show it.
That was such a good I think it's new.
I'm pretty sure it's. I know it's new, but I can't remember if it was like happened automatically or if it was like something you could do optionally. I think it was automatic.
Yeah. I love that.
I just love how it's like he's like, don't worry, if we just say something really dumb, they won't show it. And just they showed like the entirety of Ryuji's interview,
making him look stupid.
You know what I really like at this meat festival? I like candy. It's just like I was physically cringing because I was like, oh man, you're doing too good of a job at this, Ryuji.
Right.
And they showed it.
Do it never gets old? Spending time with Makoto on the beach trip. Every time, that's good.
Every
that's
time.
Good because no, Joker and Kasumi's dance scene, where she dances. I love that moment.
That was great.
That was so. Does Joker dance? Or he watches, or she pulls him in, right? No,
it ends with her like flourishing and pointing at him. Essentially,
I love that. That was great.
That was really well animated.
A lot of the Kasumi stuff is good, other than like she's not utilized enough.
Yeah,
Sumi, I'll call her Kasumi. You sue me about it.
Yoshizawa-san.
Yeah.
Yoshizawa-kun.
Yummy.
Yeah, like I thought that was great. That like extra scene at the dance or whatever, that the festival or whatever the fuck it was.
It was like this. It was the festival, like the whole catchy
festival.
Thing,
yeah, when Akechi outs you guys. Yeah, that was really nice. The whole dancing scene, and everybody's just kind of watching and just like. Progressively like getting happier because at first they're all like, oh, this fucking
right.
I also like the detail of how like she is. If you think Joker and Yusuke are absurdly skinny, she is like deathly skinny.
They're all a little too skinny.
Yeah. Everyone's kind of real small.
Yeah. Also shout out to
real thin
to Miss Kumo, the teacher. Chumo, what's her name?
I don't fucking know.
Shout out to her. She's the best teacher.
Not Kawakami?
She's second best.
Kawakami's second best?
Okay, Kawakami's better, but...
Kawakami at least is a character.
Miss Chumo's... Something about her, man.
Just gets your loins on a fire.
She's just... She doesn't throw shit at me like the other professor.
I like in my base game, the first time I played the base game, I never had the proficiency high enough to dodge.
In the base game, yes, right? I didn't get that until like way later.
I didn't work on proficiency at all in the base game because there was no time because Morgana always told me to go the fuck to sleep. That's the best change. Morgana not telling you to go to sleep constantly.
So you can do stuff in your house.
Yeah, you can at least do stuff in LeBron.
Read, crossword puzzle, knowledge, study,
exercise. God, because that let me get proficiency up there real quick.
Noodle Royal was when we were getting out of jail, all those scenes of us, like, of all the people trying to convince people to help, those are all base game. They are?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember all of them.
You need them at rank 10. You only get those scenes for people that are at rank 10.
That probably makes sense, because I didn't have them all at rank 10 the first time through, and the second time I played through, it was for the platinum, and once I got the platinum, I just stopped.
Yeah. That is in the base game, because once you leave Maruki's reality, all the scenes until, like, the ending are the same. And then you have, like, the White Day date, which is a new thing.
Also, really big fan of Takame's story. About, like, the shitty the medical, doctor and helping the girl. And
sticking with everyone's backstory just being fucked up.
I hope she comes and visits me in Phantom Strikers like she said she would.
Yeah, just one thing I'll mention briefly. I know you didn't recognize it, but her different voice actress.
I recognized it. I didn't recognize it right away. I probably wouldn't have if no one told me.
It was her first word was when I noticed it.
Yeah.
Because it's so different from her old voice.
Yeah.
I don't know what the comic consensus of what people think. I think she did a fine job.
Yeah, that was fine, yeah.
The only thing was that the old Takame voice was just so perfect for her personality. The new one can seem a little off, but she did a good job.
Yeah.
Just figured it was worth mentioning. You know. Otherwise, I think we're ready for the endings. So.
Okay, we'll take a nice...
Okay, so now we'll move on to the endings.
Wow, we're back at the ending! I don't know why I put my water all the way over there when we came back.
I don't know
why I have to go grab it right now.
We had to take a 67-minute break. I no longer remember anything that we said. No, we were gone for like 3 minutes. So we're going to talk about the endings now. All 3 of the new endings. Well, yes. I guess there's 4, but the true ending and the normal ending are almost exactly the same.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Well, yeah, let's
talk about let's talk about the 2 endings that aren't the true ending.
Okay.
I want to know these.
I'll start with the first bad ending, which is like the most bad ending.
Which is like one like it's not the interesting bad ending. It's just bad.
Well, I'll explain.
Okay.
So basically,
because I know nothing about these.
Yeah, this is what happens. So you know how every palace, if you miss the deadline, Joker gets arrested.
Yes.
This one
doesn't like if you miss the kind of sheer deadline, they fucking
Makoto and Sai are both sold as slaves.
That's fucked up.
Yeah,
that's a bad ending.
And they're both drugged and shit. And Makoto in like a dazed, drug-induced state says your name, so that's why you get arrested. Because they took it as you sold her.
That's messed up.
Yeah, that one's real fucked up. This one is also real fucked up. It's the same thing. Is
this the one if you choose Dr. Maruki's reality?
No.
Okay.
If you miss the deadline
for
Maruki's palace,
okay,
you get like 22 days or whatever it is
to infiltrate the palace.
Yes. If you wait until the very end and you've missed the deadline, you go to sleep that night. And in your dreams, you see Maruki, and you're in, like, the nurse's office. Mm-hmm. You know, like how at the beginning, you're, like, walking in, like, the school with your prison outfit on?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You're in your prison outfit there.
Following the butterfly around?
Yeah, only there's no butterfly this time. Maruki basically says he didn't realize how much this decision was hurting you, because it has to be hurting you because you can't decide. Mm-hmm. And so he basically says, well, don't worry about it anymore because you won't have to make a choice like that again. And he puts you into a fake reality where Joker can no longer make any decisions. He's essentially lobotomized. It cuts to Joker waking up in his bed. He takes out his phone and it's dead. And he says, well, I'll have to charge it later. But I think for now I'm just going to go back to sleep. And he goes back to sleep and the camera slowly zooms out. And the attic is just full of cobwebs. So Joker is essentially lobotomized and trapped in the attic forever.
And he just sleeps all the time.
And just sleeps until he dies.
Because he can't make a decision.
He can't make a decision anymore, because that was what was giving him pain, so Maruki removed that.
That's fucked up.
It is, like, just the fact that... And in the end, you see the Lavenza butterfly trying to reach Joker one last time, and then it falls.
No, that's
sad. And then it's just over.
Damn.
And it's like, fucking shit.
Does the game actually end?
Yeah, well, it says game over, and you have to load a save.
Oh, okay.
So
That's wild.
It is, that is what really shows, like, that you kind of need to beat Maruki, because he will go to any extent to remove your pain, even if it erases you as a person.
God, Maruki's wild, man.
It is just, like, so fucked, and, that gave me all kinds of weird feelings when I saw that. I was like, holy shit.
God damn, Joker deserves better.
Because it's just, like, the way he's just, like, he just doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess I forgot to charge my phone. I'm gonna go back to bed.
Mm-hmm.
He just pulls the covers back on. It's just, like, eerie.
Yeah. And
just no one cares, because everyone else has a perfect life. So
games are all in their reality, and
yeah,
they're like, is it if it's back in that reality, like they weren't as close to Joker as they were.
Yeah, before. So they just maybe see it as, after school ended, we just didn't really talk anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like fucking messed up. Now the other quote unquote bad ending is actually kind of a good ending, which is interesting. It's if you choose Maruki's false reality.
Yes.
Now, obviously, he gives you multiple times where you get to choose. The time that I saw it, because I looked it up on YouTube, I didn't choose these for myself. Obviously, I wasn't going to sit there and try to go through all 22 days just waiting.
Right.
I just looked it up on YouTube. And the one that I saw was the first time when you see he's turning Yoshizawa and it's just you and Akechi. And if you accept the reality, the way Akechi, like, asks, like, he just sounds so broken. He's like, please tell me you're joking. But, of course, you're not. And
Joker doesn't play around.
You get slingshotted into February, essentially, when Maruki activates it. So this is like early January, you get slingshotted straight to February, which is after Maruki's power is absolute. You essentially just, you come to, and you're in LeBlanc, and everyone's there.
Blanc, with a C.
No, it's not a C.
Blanc.
It's not a C. But it's, everyone's there.
Mm-hmm.
All the Phantom Thieves plus Akechi.
Okay.
And everyone's just having a great time. Like, it's actually, like, everyone's just having fun. And, you know, their normal
Wakaba's there.
No, Wakaba's not there. It's just the Phantom Thieves and Sojiro.
Sojiro? Oh, we didn't mention that at all. The way Futaba said Sojiro, man, that's fucking 10 out of 10. Sojiro! Okay, continue.
And it's like, Ryuji's being dumb and, like, he's trying to, like, eat something really fast because it'll grant him a wish or something. And, like, Akechi's being helpful. Like,
whoa.
Ryuji asks him, like, which way it is to, like, the shrine or whatever. And the way Akechi is talking here is so weird because he's not quite back to being, like, fully polite.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like he's actually just being polite.
Yeah.
But it's just it's something so eerie about it because you know he's supposed to be insane.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like a nice guy. And, you know, they go through this whole scene. And that's what I was mentioning earlier with Sojiro. Sojiro's ideal reality is Joker doesn't move out. He stays at LeBlanc.
Oh, that's awesome.
He asks you if you want to stay. And he's like kind of stuttering. He's like, if you want to stay until you're done with high school, maybe we can see if your parents will allow it and stuff like. And he's all like, and all your options are just yes. So it's part of Joker's ideal reality too, is to stay there. And
His parents must suck.
That's really nice.
Yeah,
I was like,
cool.
oh, Sojiro's only wish was to have Joker stay.
No, who cares about Futaba, right?
Well,
yeah, I'm just kidding.
To have them all.
Yeah.
To have basically a family.
He wants the Phantom Thieves to live with him. All of them. Makoto, Haru,
you basically
Sume.
You basically make a family unit then with Sojiro, Wakaba, and then Futaba and Joker.
And Akechi.
And Akechi, kind of.
Kind of.
And then it goes forward even more to, like, March. And it's the only time you see, like, a post-graduation scene for Makoto and Haru, which is weird that it's only in the fake reality.
It turns out they're dating.
No, again, it's all happy. But it's like,
Shot him.
Please.
Shot at Haru.
Please not. But the thing about it is that in that scene where everyone's talking, like, after Makoto and Haru graduated, everyone's stagnating. No one's doing anything. Like, everyone's kind of like, I think I'll just, like, stick around here. I'm, just gonna take it easy. Like, even Akechi is like, I'm gonna quit being a detective. I'm gonna be a freelance detective. I'm gonna basically just take the rest of these years off.
PI.
And so, like, everybody's kind of just, like, falling off. They have, like, no desires anymore. So, like, everyone's just kind of, like, flattening out. And, of course, Joker knows. And then Maruki shows up. And, like, because they're about to take a picture.
They have an orgy.
Akechi's about to take the picture, and then Maruki shows up and is like, I'll take that for you so Akechi can be in the picture. And, then Akechi walks away after Maruki walks away. He takes the picture, and he just waves goodbye. And Joker, like, looks at him, and you can tell Joker still knows this isn't real, but he just accepts it.
Mm.
And the very end is just a picture of everyone at LeBlanc, but Joker and Akechi are both looking straight at the camera. Because it's like, it seems like it's meant to be like they know that it's all fake.
That's a really interesting one.
So it's like really happy, but also like everyone's...
Nightmarish for them.
Everyone's stagnated. Well, Joker wanted it. He's happy. But it's just, no one's growing. Everyone's...
staying the same.
Yeah. And even Akechi, who has the most drive of anyone, is just like, yeah, I don't really care. I'm just going to take it easy.
See, that's what would happen, though, if you didn't have any problems.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have any ambition, and you'd start to grow stagnant, and, like, if you, like, your desires are all fulfilled, like, you have everything you ever wanted. Why would you grow as a person from then on,
Because in a way, it's also, like, that's kind of what Yaldabaoth was promising. Just, more evilly.
Yeah.
Yaldabaoth was kind of warped, whereas Maruki was still pure and was actually just granting people's happiness. But it's the same thing where everyone kind of just becomes sloth. No one does anything anymore. Joker just presumably stays in LeBlanc forever. No one ever leaves. No one does anything. They stay together and party, and that's pretty much it.
Party every
and it's
day.
like there's something so eerie about it.
Yeah, I almost want to watch this now.
Yeah, you should, because the way it everyone should watch.
After this podcast, we'll watch it.
Yeah, everyone should watch this ending in particular because there's something about it that is just so.
That'd be wild in.
It's just be wild. It's just a little bit off. It's weird.
Yeah.
And then I like the detail. They do have different pictures for the credits of everyone in their ideal reality. It's like Ryuji on the track and An being with Shiho and all that.
Yeah, they're together. All right. Yeah.
Christ.
Sorry.
And I do like with that ending in particular, the credits are actually slanted.
So it's not.
It's showing that it's a little off still.
But the game actually ends.
It shows credits.
It's not game over, try again thing.
No, yeah, it's just, it rolls credits. It's an actual ending.
That's really cool.
And the credits are all the normal ending, they're just going straight. The illusion ending, they're almost diagonal.
So which one is canon?
The true ending, which is the one that you got.
Which is the normal ending,
which a lot of people really don't like.
Okay.
In comparison to the original Persona 5's ending.
I don't. Is it why? Let me guess why.
Okay.
Is it because all the stuff that happened really doesn't matter?
No, it's well, I haven't read too much into it. It's just that it feels like, to me, the reason why I was kind of I didn't like it at first until I had read more into it. It was just, to me, it felt way more casual.
Yeah.
It felt more like it was just the end of any other day.
Yeah.
Whereas the base game ending is we're going to have one last trip before you go home, sort of.
Which I would have thought the Strikers game would be about, right?
I think it is. I don't know. Neither of us know what Strikers.
But they don't go on it. But in the new ending, he doesn't go on a trip.
Yeah.
Because he's in prison. He actually gets imprisoned.
He goes in prison in the regular game, too.
Does he?
Yes, he does.
Okay. Shit. I don't remember that.
That's what happens from Christmas until Valentine's Day.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
You're in juvie. And then everyone works on freeing you. Basically, when you get rid of Maruki's palace, it converts back to the regular. But it just skips all that stuff.
Okay. Yeah, it does seem very casual.
Yeah, the ending to Royal seems way more casual. Everyone's kind of just okay, well, see you later, man.
Everyone's moving yeah. I think the ending's fine. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's a solid ending because it's pretty much the same as the base game. For the most part. Because everything that Maruki happened is in between you guys, so
well, because the difference is that it's in the regular game, they all are going on one last adventure together.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, they leave you at the train station. It's okay, see you later, and then they drive away. So it's it's less like you guys are all trying to be together for just a little bit longer, and it's more just okay, bye. So it is a very different feel to it. But
I wish the Maruki stuff and all the new stuff had more of an impact on the ending than it does.
Well, it has an impact.
It has an impact on the characters, but it doesn't have an impact on where the story ends up. It's because it all pretty much reverts back to how it was.
No,
for the most part.
Because in the base game, not everyone moves away.
But either way, Joker's gone.
Yeah, but the big change between the Royal ending and the base game ending is in the base game ending, virtually everyone stays in Shibuya, but Joker has to go back home, which is why they're all taking him on one little last vacation. Whereas the new ending is, we beat Maruki to get our reality back, so now we have to make the most of it. So now they're all going to go and chase their dreams, respectively, which is why Ryuji's moving away, An's leaving Japan.
I actually do like that, though. The perspective of it and that.
Yeah. And then, Makoto and Haru are, probably going to a better college.
Yeah.
And, so, everyone's doing more with the Royal ending. Mm-hmm. Which I do like that. Everyone's starting to move on more.
Mm-hmm. But I don't want to move on. They're best friends. They need to be together forever. Phantom Thieves, ride or die, man.
But, that's the whole point. That's why they beat Maruki, because they need to move on. If they beat Maruki and have the normal P5 ending, where they all just kind of stay together, there's no point in beating Maruki then.
Yeah.
Because then they would basically be trying to live in Maruki's reality just without Maruki there.
Yeah.
Whereas instead, now they're like, all right, we got to make the best of controlling.
But don't they want to live in Maruki's reality, but them controlling themselves getting there? Like, isn't that the point? Don't they want to be happy?
Essentially, but now it's more of like, now we actually have to go and control our own destiny.
Yeah.
Even more so than just being happy. We have to actually accomplish things. Everybody leaving.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing about the fake reality, the previous ending I was talking about, an interesting thing is that another way to know that everyone's stagnating in that ending is Yusuke talks about leaving his art school.
Does he? Yeah.
Yeah.
He seemed like the only one who wasn't leaving, though.
Yeah, in Royal, him and Futaba are the only ones that don't leave.
And Futaba's starting school with her new friend.
Yeah, Futaba's just starting high school, so that's why she's not going anywhere. Yeah. And Yusuke's not graduated yet. Yeah. But he's just going to focus more on art. So it's more like everyone's kind of moved on in Royal, whereas in the base game, it's like they kind of want to stay together.
That's sad.
Yeah, but it fits with the theme of Maruki's Palace a lot better. Because if you all just stay together afterwards, then why not just accept Maruki's reality? It would be the same thing, only you get to be completely happy then.
Yeah.
So like that's the whole point, I guess, which is why I like it a bit more now after I understand it.
Yeah. I still feel like that could have a bigger impact on the ending. I
just didn't like how casual it was.
Yeah.
I feel like it should have been a little bit more sad that Joker was leaving.
Yeah. It wasn't like... Yeah, it was like...
But also,
it was kind of like... I use this a lot. Like a half step. Where it's like... They should have like narrowed in on the sadness more of everything being over. Or they should have like... Oh, one last try. Let's have fun.
Yeah.
Like the end of Fast and Furious. Them two driving off one last race. But then it's just like, oh, another day, another $1.
But I guess conversely, it's also like, it's not like they're completely all going their separate ways. They're all still gonna see each other frequently.
Frequently or semi-frequently?
You know what I mean. Like it's not like
they're not out of each other's lives.
Yeah, it's not like, okay, well, I won't see you guys ever again.
Yeah.
It's more like, okay, well, now we'll just mostly talk via text.
Yeah.
Especially with An, who's not even in the same country as us anymore.
I just feel, yes.
So
it's weird because with the sequel, a direct sequel to the first game coming out, you clearly make this great content, which is great. I love most of it. A few things could have been done better. But then the ending is very, like you say, casual, but also haven't changed too much from the original ending. Other than them all going their separate ways even more.
Which I feel like that's a pretty big change for the characters, which is really what it's all about.
Yeah, but like...
It just doesn't affect the world.
Which is weird because there's a sequel.
Yeah, to the original.
But why not this?
Because how would you get everyone back together after this? The whole point is that they've all moved on from being Phantom Thieves. They're done with it. Whereas in the original game, they kind of want it to continue.
But don't they want it to continue?
Yes and no. It's more like with Maruki's Palace, they're more intent on actually fully moving on.
Do you think there'll be a Persona Strikers Royal?
No.
Because obviously there's a little thing at the
end. If they make another...
Royal version of another game based on the...
That's a little much.
Yeah. I just feel like I want this to matter more.
To matter more to the series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a great addition, but it's also very, non-consequential.
That's my thing, is I wish it moved into Strikers. I don't mind. I feel like the ending has enough of an impact on the characters.
Yeah, the ending's fine, but it should just move into Strikers.
Yeah, that's what I'm agreeing with you in. I thought you were saying, it didn't change enough of the regular ending.
It could have done more.
But I feel like it does so much for each of the characters just on their own, which is what it's all about.
Yeah, but does it do much more than that had already happened?
Yeah, because no one else... In the regular ending, they didn't move away.
But that's not like a big deal.
They weren't moving on.
But we don't want them to move on!
But that's the whole point of Maruki's Palace!
Phantom Thieves are forever!
The whole point of
the Beanbag Boys!
The whole point... The whole point of Maruki's Palace is to take the pain and use it to move on.
Yeah.
So, it's meant to...
So is Maruki really a good guy?
Yes, he's just misguided.
But did he really accomplish what he's...
Kind of.
In a weird way, did he accomplish what he set out to do?
For the Phantom Thieves.
For the Phantom Thieves?
In a way, yes. Because they've moved on now.
I like that.
That's the whole... That's why I keep saying, it is a huge change for the characters.
Yeah.
Just not for the world. Which, again, I feel like most of the game doesn't really affect the world that much. It's all about the characters and how they're affected.
Okay, so then let's jump into the Akechi part.
Yes. So the only difference between the regular ending of Royal with Maruki, because if you don't go to Maruki's palace, you get the normal game ending. Base game ending, which again is showing how Maruki affected them.
Okay, yeah.
But between the two royal endings, the normal royal ending and the true ending, the only one difference, from what I'm to understand, is that in the background of the true ending, you can see Akechi walking by.
And you clearly see your Phantom Thieves thing in the back, in the reflection.
I think that's part of the regular ending, too.
But then everyone disappears.
Well, it's also just the train starts moving.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, the train does move after that.
But not when everyone disappears.
Everybody walked past the window.
Yeah, but I feel like there's a distinct moment where things disappear. And his phone, makes a thing.
We'll have to look. That was just a text notification.
Are you sure it wasn't Akechi pulling him back into Mementos?
I mean, it could have been a text message from Akechi, I guess. I don't speak Japanese. But it's not, because if it was Mementos, if it was the metaverse, it would have the symbol.
Yeah.
The app symbol.
That's true. But
how
is Akechi alive? Is he alive? Is that metaverse Akechi?
Well, also technically, because of how much power Maruki had, that was real Akechi, not metaverse Akechi.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying that we leave that reality. So how is he back?
Yeah, so I've put a lot of thought into this. I've been trying to figure out how.
Because I feel like at the end he is either I feel like he's not reawakening, but they're not completely kicked. I think that's just him realizing I still have a connection to the metaverse. I can still go back. Between everything seeming like it disappeared by Akechi being there, if he was actually there, if that was just in Joker's head, or what's going on.
I've done a lot of reading about the ending because at first I didn't really like it, so I had to read a lot about it. Mm-hmm. And the general consensus of what I've seen a lot of people talk about is that when he sees his metaverse self, it's meant to be when he takes off his glasses and the metaverse self goes away. That's him kind of finally being okay, this is done now.
But there's a sequel now.
Not to Royal. That's the thing, is that Royal.
Do you think Royal did that on purpose to have a concrete ending so they could just be his own little thing?
Yes, I think Royal is meant to be much more finite.
But but then in the end, does it matter if there's going to be a sequel to the original? Does that even matter?
But Persona games have so many spin-offs and different timelines where it's kind of outside of their own games, none of them really matter to each other.
Yeah. I guess.
So in the end, it's kind of because we already have so many different timelines with Persona games. Persona 4 and Persona 4 Golden are two different timelines. Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal are two different timelines.
But Persona 4 PS2, no one gives a shit. Because Golden's definitive.
But you know what I'm saying. There's already so many different versions and things.
Yeah, I'm just a big fan of continuity.
I feel like Royal was meant to be its own just finite thing.
Yeah.
As for Akechi...
But I like the idea of Maruki still being around and Kasumi being around. I want more of them.
Yeah, for sure.
I want them to be because...
Which does suck.
Because Maruki was brilliant. And Kasumi was cool, but could have been...
Underutilized. I've done a lot of thinking on how Akechi could have survived. Why he's there.
Like I said, before I even knew about, the fake reality, there was a reason, I'm the first thing to believe that he could have got out of there. Because he's powerful, he's a psycho.
But then they full out say he did die there.
Yeah.
Even Akechi's yeah, I died there. But my thought is...
So what is it, Dan? Tell me. Give me the big brain plays.
My theory is...
You're wrong. That doesn't make sense.
My theory is... The only thing that I think it can be, at the end of the day, is Joe's star.
Joe's star.
The star that you get
Okay.
from Joe's that grants wishes.
Is that why it's burnt out? It doesn't have its power when Joker looks at it at the end of the game. Does he use it to make Akechi come back?
I think so. I think it granted him one last wish.
I just made you think, didn't I? You didn't think about that.
Yeah, I honestly forgot that it got burnt out at the end. Yeah. Honestly, I completely forgot about that.
Was Joker's reward for killing Mementos?
I mean, he didn't kill Mementos.
For doing everything that he did and
the star gave him Akechi.
That'd be interesting.
I think that's what it is. That's the only thing it can be, in my opinion. How else did Akechi survive when they confirmed that he died in Shido's palace? It's all different because they said Akechi died in Shido's palace.
But wouldn't Akechi go to find him if he came back? Or, like, what's the...
Well, maybe that's why Akechi was at the train station.
Yeah.
He was looking for him, maybe.
Interesting.
But also, like, I guess their fight would just be fisticuffs then.
Right. Do you think he's still mad, though?
Well, he still wants to finish the fight. He still wants to finish their duel.
Yeah.
They never did finish it.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of Joker keeping the glove, because it's not over yet. But I feel like that's more of just, like, I feel like it's not meant to, like, set up anything to come. It's just like, oh, look, you know, Akechi is still around, sort of.
In his heart.
Or...
Because, do you know what Akechi did? He stole Joker's heart.
Or via the star.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
That makes sense. Otherwise, what the fuck was the point of Joe's?
Well, I feel like there wasn't too much of a point to Joe's in the first place.
Other than just to give you stat boosts and shit.
Yeah. He's just there to make Mementos easier.
Yeah.
Because Royal is like 30 times easier than the original game.
Yeah, maybe even 35 and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe's is a weird character. Do you think he'll be in Strikers?
I hope so. I hope they're all in Strikers.
I really want Strikers to follow Royal.
Yeah. Because I feel like Royal's the definitive version of, but the endings are like very similar, but they're also, the way you say it, like describe it, is also quite different.
Their personality-wise, they end up a lot more mature, I think, after Royal. Whereas the original is kind of more like, we just want to hang on.
Right.
They're still hanging on. The Royal ending is where they let go.
No! You're still holding on!
Yeah, I hope Strikers follows Royal. Again, we know nothing about Strikers. People already know the whole plot, so...
Yeah.
Anybody who knows the whole plot is probably like, you're fucking wrong, or...
Don't leave it in the comments, I don't want to know.
I don't want to know until an American version comes out and I play it and beat it.
Right. Let me not look the comments of this video, if this gets big.
Yeah, so...
So, yeah.
So one last closing question, then, for you.
Okay.
Persona 5 or Persona 5 Royal? Which is better?
Royal.
I agree.
If Strikers being a direct sequel to 5
regular
is
5.
really good,
then
I'll
maybe
care
regular.
about 5 more. But I think 5 Royal is a better game. It's also easier. But I don't. But that works for me because I care about story more than anything. So.
Yeah.
And also Maruki's fucking brilliant.
Yeah. All of the new.
If it wasn't for Maruki, it'd be probably base 5. That whole Maruki's pretty much the main part of this whole fucking
Maruki's
thing.
the big, really the only, like, everything new that's added is because of Maruki. So, really, if you're saying if it's just without Maruki, then you're literally just saying P5 versus P5.
Right. Yeah.
You know? See, I agree, though. Royal, I think, is better. I like it more, because I really love that whole last palace. I like the whole theme of, like, the villain's not really a villain.
Yeah.
He's trying to do good, but it's like...
distorted.
It's like and it's also like, you know, you guys have gone so far with this moral of, like, choosing your own path, that even if he is kind of a good guy, you still, for the sake of your own morals, you have to go against him.
Mm-hmm. Even though he's making people happy.
Yeah. So it's
he's
like,
so good.
It has a lot of really interesting, like, you know, debatable things. And that's what also makes the Illusion ending even more... like, eerie, is also just because of how, like, Maruki's not lying. You will be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Which also...
He genuinely wants it.
He genuinely wants you to be happy, but then you have the fucked up ending where you're lobotomized because choices are hard for you. So you see... you get both. Those two endings work together to show that Maruki's not lying, but he can go too far.
He's not going too far, he's just...
Well, I think the lobotomizing is a little far.
But is it if he's just recognizing your desires and your truth?
No, because his whole thing is he wants to get rid of pain.
Yeah, and if he doesn't,
and the choice is causing you pain.
Is it pain though?
Mental pain.
Yes, so he gets rid of that pain
by making it so you can't make any decisions ever again.
He's trying to make you happy.
Yes, but again, it's going too far there.
But I don't think you. Which is an interesting question.
Lobotomizing is always too far.
Can you go too far to make someone happy?
I think we saw it with the bad ending.
Lobotomizing, yeah.
Lobotomize. Getting rid of someone's ability to choose anything is going too far to make someone happy. And I think that's what that's meant to show.
Yeah. But you have to go real far to make it seem far, you know? Like, that's extreme.
Because you have to really mess up to get that. Then the only other thing we didn't really talk about was Thieves' Den.
I barely went in there. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go in there actually later. Just dick around in there.
The only reason why I mention it is because I have watched a bunch of videos of... There are actually a lot of really good conversations between your confidants in there.
Okay.
But the other thing is that it's not really real conversations because it's in Joker's head.
It's like the dancing game where everything doesn't happen.
Yeah, even less so because it's not actually them. It's just how Joker sees them.
Yeah.
But a lot of stuff that Akechi says in there is really good, and I thought I would just mention it.
Yeah, I'm actually going there and look at everything.
Like they'll react to pretty much any like statue you put up. Like if you put up like Loki or something, like there'll be different groups of your confidants that'll all talk about it. Mm-hmm. And Akechi's amazingly written in there because it's a mixture of his insanity and his pacifism.
When is he?
So he's just super passive.
He's always amazingly written in.
But I mean, like he's just super passive aggressive in the Thieves' Den. Like he's just like Ryuji will say, and then will just be like, "If you actually think that, you're an absolute moron." Okay. But he's like not like screaming. He's just. It's funny. I just thought I would mention it.
A few final thoughts before we end this podcast.
Yes.
This is called the favorite section. It'll be like our medals of bravery.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah. What are our questions for the medals of bravery? I don't remember. MVP, the chosen one.
Chosen one. How did this happen? We're smarter than this.
Yes, and then that's a wizard moment.
That's a wizard. Yeah, those were our.
Let's do it.
It's been.
I was gonna say let's just each share our favorite moments, but let's do the medals of fucking bravery, dude.
It's been 7 months since we did one of those.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Dan, who is? What do we start out with? I don't know.
Chosen one.
The chosen one, the MVP, the most valuable player, the one who of Persona.
Well, specifically for Royal. Maruki?
It has to be.
If we're talking P5 as a whole, Makoto.
Yeah.
Best girl. But if we're talking specifically Royal, Maruki.
Maruki. Okay. Hell yeah. Put a picture of Maruki up on the screen. Side by side, him and Gideon Graves.
I'm going to have a lot of shit on screen throughout this whole episode. It's not just going to be a flat screen this time.
Medals.
I'll bring up the old Medals of Bravery graphic.
What is the we're better than this moment?
Kasumi not being in the game until the very end.
I think that's fair. There's not a lot of moments I hate.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Or actually, no. How did this happen? We're smarter than this. The Akumura boss fight.
Yes, Akumura boss fight. Fuck that shit.
I just hit him with a dab. Yeah, the Akumura boss fight.
Also, Kasumi and Sumi, they're very close. It's very confusing. That was random as fuck.
It's Sumire. You keep saying Sumi.
I want someone to... No.
It's Kasumi and Sumire. I feel like people who watch this will just be waiting for someone to correct you on that because you keep saying Sumi, and I waited until the end to do it.
And then,
to the point where no one will see this part ever. 2.5 hours in.
And then now, move your fucking foot.
I'm trying to stretch. I've been sitting here for 2.5 hours, dude.
Now, the best moment.
Yes.
This is tough. There's a lot of good moments.
There's a lot of really good moments.
Like it's hard to not pull like a Persona 5 original moment from this, just from because it's all part of the same game.
Yeah.
But what is it? I feel like Akechi's boss fight. Akechi's boss fight. The Kasumi dance scene. No, it's not the best one. I just love that moment.
Yeah.
Kasumi's awakening.
The original Satanael summoning, I think, is awesome.
Like when everyone's
just descending from,
and everybody cheering him on down there.
Yeah. And just like, oh look, it's ironic. A demon lord has to stop a god.
The Kuum, what's his name? The Maruki boss fight.
Shiho jumping off the roof. I'm kidding.
You better be. Makoto existing.
Makoto's just
awakening when she becomes queen. Her and Johanna.
I feel like I want to give it to a Royal specific moment just because we're talking about Royal, but I agree it's very hard to not pick a base game moment.
I will mention all those things we said, but let's go with the boss fight for Maruki.
I would say even more specifically, their fist fight.
Their fist fight to... I'd say from when they stopped the fist to them leaving on till him saving him.
Yeah, till their fist fight and Joker saving Maruki at the end. Yeah. Because that whole sequence is just beautiful.
If you don't understand,
gave it the chef's kiss,
right? And if you don't understand what Medals of Bravery are, just watch them.
Click on the links.
We do Star Wars stuff.
Watch our reviews of Star Wars movies. Eventually, we'll figure out how to structure a review.
Finish that.
Eventually, we'll figure out how to structure a review instead of just bouncing all around.
No, that's the best part. Conversation.
But I feel like we jump around a bit too much.
Nah, we good. We Gucci.
I mean, I just don't like it.
Yeah. But so, any final thoughts?
We need a perfect middle. Semi-structured but still loose.
Yeah. Before we go, I'm just gonna plug some shit real quick.
Okay.
Then we're gonna end on some Persona stuff. We are the Powerful Thigh Guys. I hope you found this video. If you made it this far, check out our other stuff. We do a lot of Star Wars stuff.
I mean, we're
going to cover more Persona stuff in the future.
I mean, if you made it this far, you probably don't hate us.
Yeah, we're big Persona fans, big Star Wars fans.
We're big
Game of Thrones fans.
We're big
PlayStation fans.
We're big new Persona fans. Our first Persona games were Persona 5 each, so don't ask us anything about the previous ones we don't know.
We are going to play them at some point.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, so don't expect us to know anything about 4 or 3. Yeah. We haven't played them. 5 was our starter, and now we're both hooked.
We do gaming videos. We do whatever we want. Just like the Joker, we're here to make you happy.
You said the Joker?
No, Joker.
Oh, I thought you said the Joker.
We're here to make our friends happy and you happy.
I had a phlegm. I made a you noise for a second.
Because we know one thing, Dan.
Huh.
I'd give you a high five when I said this, but Corona. Like, remember that one time I ran to the...
Oh, yeah.
Because we gotta make other people happy, because we're not happy.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, final Persona thoughts. Ready? This is not Medals of Bravery. Favorite character, period. Go.
I gotta go Makoto.
Same. Makoto. Makoti.
She's just best girl.
Best girl. She's the best.
Anytime I play through the game, I've beaten Persona 5. Between the two of them, I've beaten them, I think, 3 or 4 times.
That's a lot.
And I just can't bring myself to not date Makoto.
She's the best.
I'm a replayer. I like replaying
Special
things.
shout out to Futaba for being a champ. Sojiro. We're going to do a top 10... we're going to do everybody ranked list. Definitively. We'll check out for that. And, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this
you already said
Vidya. Vidya. Vidya.
Vidya.
Vidya.
Vidyah.
Yeah, you got me.
Vidya.
And if you want us to cover more Persona stuff, let us know. We're going to do some more Persona stuff for sure. Golden just came out on Steam, so we might play that in the next year.
Don't expect I don't think we're going to do a playthrough, like, online of it, though.
No, we'll play and talk about it.
Yeah, we'll just talk about it.
Do lists for it.
I don't think we have enough enthusiasm to do a 100-some part of Persona 4.
No, hell yeah. But yeah, until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed, and remember, Akechi lives.